want you to know something, though, that it's very, very difficult, and I try to ignore Brittany if I possibly can and not even know she's here, except for she's wearing a coat today that has about 55 different colors on it.
Thanks. I have another tennis date after work.
Is that a tennis date?
Feel it. Feel it. It's like...
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I know.
Is that real peacock?
It's like macrame, but it's, I don't know.
That's solid.
I know, but it's really airy. I really like it.
So what do you call that fabric?
I don't know. I think it's like weaved.
It looks weaved.
It's
yeah.
all holes. So it's like a shirt without having a shirt on because it's going to be really hot out there. So then I'll take that off to play tennis.
You're actually going to play tennis today?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a tennis player.
I play tennis probably at least once a week.
Oh, do you?
You can't tell with all those backhanded compliments she gives?
Yes, yeah, backhand. I'm getting used to it around here, I'll tell you that. That's the deal there.
Baby.
Your backhanded compliments. You damn right.
You can't handle my forehand.
All right, here's it. Really? Oh, God. Forecast first alert today and tonight due to poor air quality, due to smoke from fires in Canada. Yeah, it's going to be smokier than hell later on today, and then tomorrow, I guess, we'll see how it goes. But typical Canadians, nothing but trouble. That's all I'm saying.
Are we still saying that they are the problem?
It is Canadian wildfire.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Well, that's still the problem.
That's what they're saying. Northwest Canada, they're still on fire.
Get your act together, Canada.
That'd be good. We would like that.
You've been a pretty good neighbor for a long time, but lately,
I love Canada.
Lately it's been rough.
Love Canada, no question. Heat is still on the way for the weekend and much of next week. Today, breezy and much cooler with areas of smoke, partial sun, a high of 74. Tonight, clear, areas of smoke, the low of 57. Warmer and more humid on Friday, mostly sunny with a high of 83. And then Saturday and Sunday, 91 and 93. Sunny, hot, and humid both days. So the weather's looking pretty good. But remember, yesterday, oh, by the way, it's mostly sunny and 61 right now. They were insisting all day yesterday, it's going to rain in the afternoon, it's going to rain. And we said on this show, it's not going to rain. We had that discussion. The only place they said it was going to rain was a couple of local TV stations.
Yeah.
The rest of the country didn't agree with that. Wouldn't you kind of balance your opinion against everybody else's?
I don't know, right? I would think this weather game could be intense.
You would think.
Are you going to tell us about the boat?
Yeah, I went on the boat yesterday. The whole family was there. A bunch of really, really nice people. Families showed up on the deal. It was a very family-oriented night because my whole family was there, and there were entire families of some advertisers there, husbands and wives, and it was very, very pleasant. The weather turned out to be perfect because it was very sunny and nice little breeze blowing. And then the cloud cover came, because it got hotter than hell there for a minute.
Yeah.
But the cloud cover came. No, it was a beautiful trip, very nice. Everybody in my family got to drive the boat for a while.
Ooh.
Which I didn't do because I'm like, hey, it's your job. I'm not doing that.
Who had the most yacht-themed attire?
Probably me.
You were committed to the yacht look?
Because I wore long pants.
Yeah.
Which,
it's very yacht-like. Yeah.
That is yacht-like. You're absolutely right. But no, it was a very, very pleasant day. Bernie did a hell of a job. He was kind of running the show, and Pat Eberts was there, and Rob O'Brien was there. It was very, very nice.
That's awesome. And then Andy gave the best description of the boat. What did he say?
Andy said, this boat is like somebody took a four-bedroom house and put it on floats.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what it is. Mm-hmm. It's true.
Absolutely.
It's gorgeous. It is really. Well, I mean, we sit there toward the back, back of the boat, and you look down the hull. It literally looks like you're in a house.
I know.
There's no question.
I felt like such a fraud every time people would excitedly wave, because I've excitedly waved at big boats.
Oh, yeah.
I waved back, but I wanted to be like, I'm not supposed to be here.
I don't know why I'm here.
Listen.
No, that's great. No, it was every single person on the boat. And there was a young couple that are getting married on October 1st. I don't know if they want their names revealed, so I won't reveal their names.
Are they're broadcasters? They're sponsors, kids?
Yeah.
I talked to their parents, and they're very excited. Yes.
You didn't meet her, though, did you?
No, I didn't, because they weren't there. Their parents were there.
They were there last night. She looked about 14, and he looked at about 15 or 16.
Isn't that wild?
They're like 30.
You're like, are you legally allowed to get married? Should we be? I know. I feel that way with drivers as well. I'll see these kids driving, and they'll be like 25, and I go, no, there's no way.
I know. Well, I think, I can't remember what they exactly said, but they were somewhere between 25 and 30 years old. And I swear to God, I would have thought she was about 15.
Mama Bear of them, that couple, is really excited, and we both agreed they better start procreating right now.
Yep. Well, not now.
Nope.
You can wait till October 1st. Let's
Might
go.
as well get the bump going in the dress. Who
Shotgun
cares?
wedding. Yeah.
Right?
There you go. You got 6 weeks to plan it.
You know what?
That'll be great.
You know, it's not going to be change your body all that much. Just get a little bit of a.
Have you met her?
She would be showing right away.
She does not have 1 ounce of fat on her body.
Dang.
She's very tall and slim.
Must be nice.
Her heart works really well. It's really nice.
It took me a while. It was so annoying when I was pregnant. I was like, oh my God, I'm so big. Everyone's like, you look exactly the same. And I was like, death.
Well, that'll happen.
That'll happen.
No, the whole thing from a lot of listeners. Boy, there were a lot of listeners on that boat last night.
That's
which was
awesome.
Wonderful. Yeah, it was great. Like I said, I'd like to complain about one thing, but there's nothing to complain about. It was fantastic.
It's a late night.
If there's one complaint, is getting to sleep finally about 11 o'clock is a little late.
That's a late night, but especially because you're all wired from the fun, all the.
Yeah, and you take the THC, which means when you wake up, you're still tired as hell from the THC. So
yeah, you walked in here without pants, and me and Rudy were like, Tom, I don't think you're up yet.
Put your pants on, Tom.
Yeah, Brittany was wearing them, though. That's the weird part about it.
Like on the show, she wears the pants on the show. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, for sure.
No question about it. But yes, I can't. I'd like to say one negative word, but I can't. It was beautiful. I will tell you something. We got there early to make sure, because I was warned that the traffic on 36 going north is a bitch if you catch it at the wrong time. So we went before the traffic guy. We ran into zero traffic all the way up there.
That's awesome.
Because we left at about 2:15, something like that. We went to Lolo. You guys ever eaten at Lolo, either in Hudson or in Stillwater?
No, is it good?
Fantastic.
What kind of food is it?
It's like diner. Well, I don't know. It's not really diner food. I guess kind of a steakhouse diner food kind of combo.
Like Americana-esque?
Yeah, pretty much. Their French fries are phenomenal. Maybe the best French fries I've ever had, actually.
A meal in Stillwater and then a boat ride.
I know.
It's a life.
It's all true. Catherine having a ball. It's so funny about her. She's one of those people, when she has one drink,
She's goofy.
She doesn't get drunk, but she's goofier than hell for the rest of the night.
That's what people don't know about her. Okay, so you see Catherine, and I remember I'm going to be very honest here. This is a safe space. I was a little scared of Catherine.
Oh, yeah, everybody is.
Because she's got amazing posture. She has really those eyes that are like, if you lie to me, I'm going to know. And so I was a little bit nervous. Yeah. I was actually nervous around Alex, too, because her and I are close in age, and I didn't want to, so when I met them all through you, and I'm sure, you're bringing this at the time, I was like, 22-year-old, you're like, come on the podcast and meet the family. I was like, they're going to hate me.
And they did. I was right.
I was like, they're going to hate me. But I remember thinking, Catherine, her and I have nothing in common. You hang out with her, she's got a lot of goof in her.
She does.
She's a goofball.
There's no question about that.
So you get one drink in her and kind of like a free spirit kind of situation.
Yep.
She is pure goof.
Yeah, most people take 2 or 3 to get them started. No, she literally has one drink, and all of a sudden she's goofier than a sunbitch.
She giggles. She's saying inappropriate things, talking about who's telling me backstories of who's dated who. I'm loving life. I'll sit next to Catherine all day long. She might be one of my favorite people to be near at a party because she's warm and funny.
It's kind of why I love her. You could see that coming.
If you wouldn't have, I would have tried to shoot my shot with her. I would have tried to ask her out.
Yeah, there you go. But that's the deal. Well, you're the same height, so that's good.
Yes, we'd be a power couple.
You're both 7 feet tall, so that does help.
No, I could see her having a lovely time on the yacht.
Oh, she did. There's no question about it.
That's fun.
They all did. Every single person on that boat yesterday had just a ball. The people who work on the ship, fantastic.
I was telling Alex, because Alex was like, well, what are we going to do? Whatever. I go, just don't worry. You get so many snacks. Anytime that you think you're going to be like, what do we do now? Someone will hand you another snack.
If I had had a pocket, which I didn't. Yeah, the pockets on my pants are small. I would have literally dumped all those M&Ms into my pocket.
I was just going to say, don't ever try to start a diet the week you're going on the Mimi. Because it's just everywhere you turn, there's always there's a bowl of M&Ms or some Chex Mix then the hors d'oeuvres that come out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it was a wonderful time. But again, it was management, it was co-workers, my family.
Bernie sent me photos of your guys' crew.
Did Bernie let you finish your sentence when he sent them to you? Or
No,
did just
he
kinda
said,
trample
please
you?
interrupt Tom immediately
Yeah,
and tell
that's
him
what I
that these
thought.
photos came. All right, cool.
That's what so Bernie sent them over? Or did Pat Eberts?
Bernie
No,
did.
Bernie did.
Because Pat sent me like 17.
Pat, calm down. Pat takes a lot of. Pat reminds me of my aunt Peg.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of photos when you don't know he's taking them.
Yeah, Pat's photos though, you usually get half of someone's face.
Yes.
You're like,
Yeah,
where
it's
were
true.
you pointing this, Pat?
I don't know if what the hell did I do with my phone? Probably left it in the car. That's great.
We'll find it with your watch during the break.
It's in the car, I'm sure. But yeah, I was gonna because he sent me a bunch of photos, but I didn't look at them.
Yeah, they're cute.
So I was gonna. Oh, so you saw his photos too?
Yeah, they're super
Oh,
cute.
you got Pat's too?
Ross was there too.
Yeah. Who
Right.
I saw on Sunday night, and he's just a mensch of a man.
I love him.
Yeah, have you
Big
met
cat
Ross?
dad.
Tom?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you? Yeah, he's great. Yeah, you'll definitely. Yeah,
people.
you'll be hanging out with him next Saturday. He's awesome, the best.
Forget it. I told him not to come. No, he and I talked quite a bit last night. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Really, really good guy. What I liked about him is he keeps referring back to things that happened in the past when he was just like a listener.
I know he's a big fan.
Yeah, he is. It was very nice of him. Let me put it that way. In any case, so as we move through our day, it's kind of a weird news day in that basically it's just about things, laws getting put into place, and boring stuff is what I'm saying basically. And for about the 15th day in a row, this headline has appeared. Eggo's coming out with a special booze that pairs with waffles. That's been in the news for like 2 weeks now.
You know what? As an alcoholic, I do appreciate
Glug, glug.
morning drinking, but this seems aggressive.
I never could do that. I couldn't. I tried a couple. I could never drink in the morning.
I was big on waking up at a party and getting everybody at the party to like drink with me on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But like masked and like, oh, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna play games. But I just wanted to not be hungover and like face that hangover on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, you have to sit in your hangover for a little while. You should. It's good for
It
good
is.
for your soul to be like, I did this to myself.
Yeah, and it kind of may help you make the decisions you're gonna make that day. Yeah.
I just saw a headline, and I'm not going to read this story because it's too depressing. Would you use an AI life coach? Google is working on one. If we don't let it go with this AI thing, we're going to destroy the earth. Do they know that?
You're right. That is the bleakest headline I've ever heard.
Terrible.
We're going to take now advice from AI.
Yeah, you're going to have even less of a personality or skin in the game.
I don't know. Have you met an actual life coach before? They're probably not as good as and not any better than the AI, I would imagine.
At least they're human, though. At least they're breathing.
We need more human interaction.
We do.
It's getting bleak. I feel like sometimes I go, whoa, when's the last time I talked to a human? I'll like look at Gogo and just ask her, will you like try to communicate with me? So I don't need an AI in my life. Between her, between that and the Roomba, I'm like, I haven't talked to a person in days.
AI was invented by human beings.
Yeah.
So human beings would include all the faults that human beings have in AI.
Absolutely.
Which means they're going to take advantage. AI will take advantage of you like you wouldn't even believe if you let that in your life.
Well, the funny thing about AI, they've done all these studies, right? And I'm going to really paraphrase some of this that I've read, is that it grabs most things from the internet, right? Which we know can be the worst of the worst place.
No doubt.
They've made so many AIs where they had to like shut it down because it was like extremely racist or sexist because it generalizes everything because its job is to generalize, make groups, and use that information to convey something. So they have had all these studies where like, oh, we had to shut that one down. That one became like Hitler Jr. Like they get crazy.
No, I understand. Hey, look, the first one that I noticed as a kid, and it's many, many years ago. I guess I wasn't a kid. I was a young man at the time. But these people that have decided that they need to take race on as their thing in their life, they're going to tell you all about race and all the rest of it. What you don't understand is racism is based on judging people by their skin color, good or bad.
Yeah.
But see, if you want to just talk about all the way that people have been treated like horrible and blah, 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 you have to put the bad in with the good or you don't really care.
Yeah.
You're just trying to make yourself look better. So all you people out there go, oh, I'm on the side of the black man in America today. No, you're not, because you don't know a damn thing about them.
Yeah.
That makes sense to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I also think it's so important to talk to communities specifically, and we don't have to break it down by race, and you've agreed with this all the time, is that it's a community thing, and I've been out of those communities for a while, and you have to talk to those communities to figure out what they need. Like, I can't pretend to know our guests.
Yeah, but not only what they need, what are they all about?
Yeah.
See, if you look at somebody because their skin color is only somebody who needs something, that's not a good image.
Totally, you're right.
And that's what we do. It's like, what do you need? It's like, yeah, well, not only that, what can you contribute? What makes you happy? You know, I don't want to know just what you need. Yeah, everybody needs help. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But what about the other stuff?
I think, hey, write down this date and time. I agreed with Tom.
Yeah, for once, Jesus, it's not even Christmas. I checked my watch just now. Now, that's the thing about human beings that I just cannot stand. It's like they see one side of an issue and they think they're experts.
You're right.
It's like, no, you're not an expert in any way, shape. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about, actually.
Yeah.
So go back into Whispering Oaks and shut the hell up. What do you think?
Wait, you live in Whispering Oaks? Hot damn. What's up, white lady?
Yeah, way to go.
Whispering Oaks.
Whispering Oaks, Brittany, that's her new name. Oh, well, what are you going to... Oh, this is good to know. My watch just reported to me, I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again later.
It's because your phone's not in here.
My phone's not in here. That's why. Oh, that's what it is, isn't
Yeah.
it? So, yeah, here's what we're going to do. Let's actually try to work together, because that's what the elimination of racism is all about, is working together, not you thinking you need to protect someone because apparently they're not strong enough to protect themselves.
And we can all gather at Whispering Oaks at Brittany's
Whispering
house.
Oaks at Brittany's
Can't
house.
wait.
I
Exactly
can't.
right.
Whispering Oaks. Oh, gosh, Whispering Oaks.
Isn't it what's 925 Lilac Drive? Isn't that where it is? And you're
Spot
whispering?
on. I did get nervous because some of those numbers do work, so I had a moment going,
Okay,
Thomas.
never mind. I meant 917 North Lilac Drive. That's
Nailed
what I
it.
meant.
I was literally like, are you trying to get... Oh, no, never mind. I get what you're saying.
God, I drove into that parking lot about a month ago just because I haven't been near that building in decades, a couple of decades. Man, there's some great memories coming out that back door of that building.
I know.
Oh, God.
I love that. That's a good area, too.
I remember one time, though, I walked out of the building and the guy put a gun to my head at that back door back there. It's like, what are you doing?
No.
He wanted to discuss something with me. He wanted to make sure I was paying attention. He never did threaten me other than putting the gun to my head.
I think that's a threat.
That's pretty much a
I think
threat.
that is past verbal at that point.
Listen, I'm not going to pull the trigger,
Right.
but I want you to
No,
know.
It's true. That's exactly what it was,
That's
too.
terrifying. Did you feel like you calmed down in that situation, or did you freak out?
No, I did. I absolutely calmed down. I've had a gun put to my head before. So it's not that it's something I like, but at a party when I was 16, a guy was drunk and walked up and put a gun, and he actually pulled the trigger. There's no bullets in it, get it? I was like, oh, so you're drunk and you know there are no bullets in it, and you pull the trigger while it's pointed at my head.
Oh, my God.
Thank God there were no bullets in it, but, booze hound, how's he know?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that kind of stuff. It's just been, people can get really weird. I don't know if you ever noticed that or not.
That's terrifying.
But the guy's dead now, so piss on him.
Did he go to jail?
No, I never reported him.
What?
He thought it was a joke. He literally thought it was. He was a good friend of mine.
Tom, this story's insane.
I'm telling you.
Was he a good friend after that?
See, here's another example of what I'm saying. I don't know what it's like to live out in Whispering Oaks, and they don't know what it's like to live on Plymouth Avenue. They think we're all the same. We are not all the same.
Were you still friends with that guy after that?
Oh, yeah.
Thomas Barnard.
You get used to being
No,
a
you need higher standards for your BFFs.
psychopath high school.
Oh, God.
That kind of deal. All right, we got to take a break here. We'll be right back in a couple minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, on MyPillow's 20-year anniversary, with over 80 million MyPillows sold, Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in history on their MyPillows. Queen-size MyPillows, regular price $69.98, now only $19.98, and just $10 more for king size. MyPillow's patented fill adjusts your exact individual needs to help you get the best sleep ever. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to get Mike's amazing offer on the queen-size MyPillow for only $19.98. Enter promo code TOM. In addition to this special anniversary offer on the MyPillows, you'll also receive deep discounts on all MyPillow products such as bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, My Slippers, and so much more. Take advantage of the biggest sale in MyPillow's history. Go to MyPillow.com, use promo code Tom to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his MyPillow. That's MyPillow.com, promo code Tom.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant, and I'm driving my car safely and legally communicating on my phone. Minnesota law allows a driver to use their cell phone to make calls, text, listen to music or podcasts, and get directions by voice command or single-touch activation without holding your phone. Violations are very expensive.
The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes per year, and nearly 400,000 injuries are caused by texting and driving. Not surprising, since 4 seconds with your eyes off the road is like driving the length of a football field blindfolded. And research shows that just 2 seconds increases the risk of an accident up to 24 times. Texting may only take a second, but it can end your life or ruin it forever. Please, drive safely and stay alive.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Hi, this is Tom Barnard here for Power Lodge and Miller Marine. Attention all power sports enthusiasts. This August, we invite you to celebrate with Power Lodge as we hit a major milestone, 25 years of bringing action and excitement to Minnesota as your go-to destination for all things marine and power sports. Each of our locations will host a local community appreciation day. Join us in Brainerd, Ramsey, Onamia, or Sauk Rapids as we roll out the red carpet with delicious food, amazing prizes, fantastic giveaways, and unbeatable special pricing. We'll be raffling off a variety of Polaris ATVs and snowmobiles. Check out PowerLodge.com for event dates nearest you. Throughout August, we've got something special planned. Follow us on social media as we unveil 25 days of deals on the latest off-road and on-road vehicles, boats, and supplies from the top brands in power sports. That's right, 25 days of back-to-back incredible offers. You won't want to miss this. So mark your calendars and get in on the action during our 25th anniversary. Power Lodge, where your adventure begins.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Schatzko with mnfatloss.com, and I know the secret. Our unique weight loss program makes it easy to lose weight, get healthy, and get your energy back naturally, safely, and effectively. If you'd like to lose unhealthy fat without counting points, no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no surgery, and no hypnosis, go online to mnfatloss.com.
Tom here for mnfatloss.com. As you may know, I started the program earlier this year for 60 days, then spent several weeks in the maintenance phase, and now I'm back on the program. I've lost 30 pounds, and I feel great. I don't have to exercise, I eat delicious real food, and I'm not hungry. I recommend the program to anyone wanting to lose weight.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. For your free private weight loss consultation, call 763-312-7600 or schedule online at mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com.
Dr. Adam Schatzko, DC. Results may vary.
I joined the Dollar Shave Club last year. Anybody heard of this? Yeah. It is amazing. It's not where somebody comes and shaves you for $1. That'd be nice. They send you razors in the mail. I like it because it's cost effective, and I am a Jew. But the reason I signed up is actually because it's a service for men. Yeah. So I figured, hey, anything that's made to be put on a man's face is the perfect thing to put you know where. Because I'm going to put that on a man's face, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, Reena Calm. How you doing, Reena?
Hello. Good morning.
Okay, Reena, we already have a problem in that I'm looking at your picture, and you have a look on your face in that picture that somewhere 2-3 generations ago, you and I were married and you're still judging me. That's all I have to say, Reena.
Well, I haven't done my past life version of therapy yet, but I guess I'm mad at you starting right away.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly. You got that look. You got the look like Tom. I'm telling you. I'm here to tell you, Tom. So how have you been? Everything good?
I just woke up at a beautiful rest stop in Iowa and getting ready to start my day. If you hear the sound of trucks in the background, it's because I'm calling from home.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all. We love it, as a matter of fact. So you're in town tomorrow night and Saturday night at Camp R, right?
Yes.
Camp?
Yeah, I love that place. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It's getting bigger and bigger. They're doing they've always done a good job, but they're doing really well. Laugh Camp Comedy Club.
This is the first time I've gotten to talk to you. I've been there a few times now, so we must be moving on up in the world, huh?
I don't know. Nobody ever asked me if you could be on or not before, so blame it on them, not me.
Yeah, you know what? I just want to find, you know what, Tom? I just woke up and I am looking for the first person to get mad at.
That's me. I'm telling you, it's me. I got no problem with that, Reena.
Hook.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking. She's still staring at me from the page. I'm just telling you. She's got the look in her eye.
That's called a good photograph. You want to lock eyes with the viewer,
Yes.
make them feel terrified. I don't know.
No, you're absolutely. Where are you from originally?
I grew up in Massachusetts, but I started comedy in Chicago. So I'm kind of, and I currently, when people ask me where I live, I say I live in the moment, and nobody wants to talk to me. But
That's a good one to know. If I'm not feeling social at a party, I might use that, Reena.
yeah, you can always just make a new moment, walk away.
Yes, perfect.
So, Reena, one of the things we're doing is that I was on a morning show for 37 years, and that we built it on comedy. There's no question about that, having comedians on because nobody else would. And now we're going to get back to that. If it were up to me, I would have 2 or 3 comedians a day on every day.
Sure.
It's my favorite thing. I love that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm kind of take for granted how lucky I am that I get to hang out and chat with, like, the funniest people I've ever met. But we're also, not always fun.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Great to be here.
That is the truth, Reena. Oh.
So, it's I just like people in general. So I think that the truth is funny and people are funny. So I'm never bored.
You know what? You're the first comedian I've met in my life, and I've known about 7 billion. I'm the first one that says, I like people. Yeah, okay, Reena. Yeah, sure you do.
I mean, I think that they're funny.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
I think that they're amusing. There's no shortage of... I don't like all people, but I like everybody that comes to my shows until they start talking, and then I'm like, maybe not. So, yeah, I guess I like the idea of people.
The idea of people. Well, you know what, Reena, I'm right there with. I like the idea of people. Now, once they complete their task, maybe then I'll like the people.
Well, I make the task really easy. I do the work. People just have to laugh.
Good.
So I like laughing people. That's how I'll leave it at that. I like people that are laughing.
I do too. I'm telling you, no matter.
Unless I'm mad at you, Tom, and then maybe wipe that smile off your face. You're sleeping on the couch tonight.
I told you you're staring at me, because how'd you know I was smiling? I knew you were staring at me. I'm here to tell you. Now, I do. To me, comedy is everything in life. They got all this other people. We've talked about this on the show before. You tune in the news, and all you do is get sad or depressed or pissed off. You got to have comedians on. I'm just telling you, you have to.
Yeah. Well, the fun thing about comedians is that we get sad or pissed off or depressed at anything.
Yes.
And then we overcompensate by laughing really hard at the end of the day,
It is.
Or the beginning. Again, that was like the Dollar Shave Club joke. Bright and early.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. So now you're in Iowa right now, you said?
Yeah. I always try to go to this bakery in Iowa City when I'm passing through. I have these little stops that I'm like really attached to on my travels now, and a lot of people assume that I book my travel around my comedy shows, but I really book my comedy shows around where my favorite sandwiches are.
Good call.
If you're in Iowa, Reena, I'm going to be down there. I think I got shows in December. I'm going to be. I always want to say, is it Lucky Cat? Is that the one that's in Iowa City?
Oh yeah, Lucky Cat's great. That's in Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids.
Yeah.
So you got any suggestions for Cedar Rapids?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
That worked.
Lucky Cat is my suggestion for Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
I had so much fun there. I mean, I think like my problem with Lucky Cat, as far as being able to tell you anything else, is that we had so much fun hanging out that by the time we were done, everything was closed.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, so long as you're with the people at the club, you'll be having a good time. And I think there was also like a Polish festival when I was there, so I didn't get really a good grasp on local places. But I'm in Cedar Falls, Iowa tonight, so it made sense to be near Iowa City, and making my way up the whole Mississippi. I drove from New Orleans. I was in New Orleans last weekend, and I'm driving all the way up the river to get to St. Paul this weekend.
Did you stop in Hannibal, Missouri, and say hello to Mark Twain?
I did drive right through Hannibal. I sent my best.
I'm not kidding you, Reena. He stands on the shore of the Mississippi River, and he's all dressed up in his, little tie and his white suit, and he's there every day. I'm here to.
He's committed. That's, they say people don't want to work. There he is.
It's very true.
Yeah. Did you come up 35 all the way through Missouri and Iowa?
Honestly, I think it was 55. I honestly got into a little bit of a road zone about it. I looked at my Google Maps.
Yeah.
And
Reena, the real question is, what are you getting at this bakery? I want to know that.
Oh my
There you
gosh.
go.
So the Bread Garden Market in Iowa City, this is not a great plug for St. Paul, but the Bread Garden Market, they have a huge amount of fresh baked delicious bread loaves that I'm going to be gorging on all weekend. If anybody needs a sourdough loaf, hit me up. I'm stopping by there later. And they just have a really great little kitchen there. And I'm vegan, so that makes traveling around the Midwest and New Orleans is actually the worst. I think New Orleans doesn't do that at all.
No, it's all meat.
So, yeah, and it's also like the kind of meat that has like claws and, it's not like shells. So, yeah, I guess, particularly attached to anywhere that has like a really great vegan dish. And they've got one of my favorite salads in the country. So, but St. Paul also has, what's that, Pizza Luce?
Pizza Luce's are really good.
Yeah, they have really good vegan pizza too. So, yeah, I already know what I'm eating all weekend.
Nice.
I don't know what jokes I'm telling, but I have my meals planned.
Now, I have to ask you a question because, so you're a vegan, okay?
Yes, mostly.
But you live in a fully converted van. Isn't it hard to be a vegan and live in a van?
Sure.
I mean, you got to track down some chow here once in a while. That's got to be tough.
I think it'd be hard to be anything and live in a van.
I think it'd be hard to be a
all
vegan.
of this is hard.
Yeah. In a house would be hard to be.
Honestly, I'm really thrilled that I'm back up in the Midwest right now because after just like a couple of days, I was staying with friends in New Orleans, but yeah, once you got south of, I don't know, Memphis, there's no way anybody's sleeping in a van comfortably down there right now. So I usually don't sleep in the van. It's usually just for like travel weeks like this. I'm usually staying with friends or they have me at a really nice hotel up there in St. Paul this weekend. So if the vans are rocking, please knock on the window, see who's in there. It's not me.
Help me.
Sounds like that's happened before.
Yeah, no, it hasn't.
No, thank God. That's good. By the way, I got to mention, we're talking to Reena Calm, ladies and gentlemen. She will be at Laugh Camp Comedy Club, 490 North Robert Street in St. Paul on Friday and Saturday. Also, her album Calmedy, Calmedy, was released last summer, was #1 on all the big comedy charts. What do you think of that?
That's right. Proud of it. There's also a pretty inappropriate joke about Mark Twain on there. I don't think it's on the track list, but something that rhymes with "meet me in St. Louis" if anybody looks it up. But yeah, don't play it around any kids or anybody with maybe that's a dinner time comedy.
Do we go from meet me to eat me? Is that what we do?
Yeah, I didn't know if I could say that on the air. It seems like, I'm used to doing all these prim and proper shows. I honestly struggle to really understand what is dirty anymore because it seems like some places that used to be like no swearing are just like, yeah, you can say literally anything about sex. Just don't challenge our politics or ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Reena, I feel that. I was at a baby shower last weekend, and I feel like I did not feel the vibe out right. And I ended up telling a really inappropriate story, and my family hasn't talked to me since.
Oh, no.
I'm fine with it. I feel like it's really added some time to my day.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes that helps you find who you're not going to talk to, and that helps you find the right people to. I don't think. How can anything be inappropriate when we're talking about like somebody's about to give birth?
I know.
What I mean?
I know, right? Yeah. And I hang out here, and then I hang. And we talk about everything, so I don't really think twice about it. And then I go, oh yeah, maybe that wasn't the crowd.
Yeah, I kind of am more, I feel like, of a people watcher when I'm out in the world until it's showtime because even at the merch table, I have like a really nice merch display that I have at all my shows where I sell my book, and I have a very inappropriate mug that's, I can say it on here. I can tell it says, "Don't talk to me until I've had my orgasm." Sip, sip. Okay. So I have.
Okay.
I have those. I've got some shirts. I've got all kinds of stuff that I sell. And the merch display has gotten super elaborate because what I've learned about myself is that after I tell an hour of jokes, I can't talk to people. I can make somebody want to buy my merch for an hour, and then they come up and I can say something uncomfortable within 5 minutes. So, yeah, I get it.
You know what we're going to have to do, Reena, and I'm very serious about this, because to have comedians back on the show is a huge thing for me, because there were a couple of years there that there was nobody around. It was COVID, and it was this, and it was that. And then, of course,
I know.
Everybody got to judge what was funny and what was not, and, oh, that's inappropriate. Comedy's always inappropriate. That's why it's comedy. Leave me alone, right?
Well, comedy doesn't exist in a safe space, that's for sure.
No.
It's about pushing boundaries. I will say this, though. I mean, I don't ever want to make anybody uncomfortable. That's the opposite of what I'm there to do.
Yeah.
You know, I think some comics, especially like edgelord comics, like shock jock, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think some kind of comedy, I don't even like to call it comedy, because I think the whole point of it is like making people uncomfortable, and laughter is a response that happens sometimes when people are uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't like to rely on that. Like, I have actual jokes and stuff like that. And I also, you know, I agree with you that like nothing's off limits in the sense that no topic is off limits so long as it's funny enough. But a lot of comics will just go for the rough topic without actually being funny. So, you know.
You know, I'd like to point out, though, that you talk about, well, I don't, do attack comedy. I don't go after people. I told you, you're staring at me right now, and I'm very nervous. It's your fault.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry about my eyeballs.
Yeah.
I'll try to be like I'll just tell everybody I'm blind from now on and wear glasses.
No. It's the smirk more than anything. It's the eyes and the smirk.
So, yeah, you're going to have to wear a full mask, Reena. That's the only solution.
Yeah, I'm going to be the masked comic.
Ooh.
Oh, another one of those.
There you go.
The unknown
I don't
comic.
think they could do that. I don't think they could do that. And also, that's different about music, too, is that, like, with music, people can be like, oh, I want to go see, rock or country or hip-hop or whatever, electric. I got some Molly and I want to see something with lights, and then with comedy, it's just like you just go see comedy.
Yeah.
And it could be anything. There's so many styles, but people, I don't know, like, I think that you should look up the comic you're going to see or just take a chance and be open-minded, but don't go to a show expecting a certain kind of comedy and then be wildly surprised if it's not what you thought, because there's so many different styles.
Well, even this morning, I was up watching a couple of your clips, getting some audio together, and you do a bit about alleys, about like an alleyway. Like in some cities have them, some cities don't. And your take on it, I was like, oh, I guess I never thought about it like that. And I just thought that was like such a great, insightful view that was just different than what other comedians would do. So my hat's off to you for your writing.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I appreciate that very much, because that's like one of my oldest jokes too. And yeah, I have like a whole new hour that I've written since my album last year, and the next album's going to be called Renaissance. But we haven't nailed down the date for that yet.
Is that? Is that also in your pun book?
No, it's not. But yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm like, if you're looking at styles, I guess I'm pretty well known for puns and wordplay and stuff like that. So I do have a book of puns. That's one of the things I sell. And one of the things I happen to have right here in my hand, I don't know if you wanted to hear a little sample.
Please.
I have some like appropriate pages bookmarked, because this is definitely not for all ages. And also, it's been sitting on my dashboard, and it's like the sun is affecting it. This is a nice aged book I've got for you here, but being that I'm in Iowa, I'll say that this farmer is wasted. Somebody better call the crops. What?
Ew. Tom is giving now me a death stare.
Exactly. I'm like,
so it's all full circle. I love a good pun, Reena. So.
Oh, thanks. Well, this one I feel like I can say on here. I'm never sure, but the unsuccessful snake charmer has a reptile dysfunction.
Ew. He's still He's still death staring me. So there's that.
No, I love the fact that she was afraid to tell that joke because
Right?
it's a reptile dysfunction.
Like, See, now you're giggling.
Yeah.
Now you like it.
No, I'm just saying I think it's a good joke. You
I
don't have
like
to worry
it.
about that.
Well, thanks, but yeah, morning. It's maybe we're at the hours of the morning where it's like only truckers
Maybe.
getting ready for their day and people that aren't afraid. I feel like I don't know. Once you get past a certain hour, it's like there's kids in the car. Why are they listening to Tom's show? I don't know. Here, this one you can tell the kids if you deliver Indian food, you're a courier. You know what? Maybe let's.
Nothing wrong with that joke. I like that joke.
Yeah, we have fun.
We have fun.
Don't you mean we have pun?
Yeah, we do.
We have pun. I'll say this because I'm excited about going to the bread garden market. Deli, even though I'm vegan, deli meat can always get action because it's great in bread.
Hey-oh.
See?
Now.
Yeah, no
Actually,
question.
a Minneapolis comic illustrated that one for me. I have a bunch of illustrations in the book as well from Chicago and artists I've met around my travels, and that one happens to be a Minneapolis gal, Shelley Paul.
Magnificent. Now, next time you come to town, you got to come in studio.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, I have to entertain the Waterloo region of Cedar Falls, Iowa tonight.
Sure.
So, taking my time getting up there. But everybody should come out this weekend to Laugh Camp. I don't know if I'll do in-person puns. I'll tell you what, I've got a batch of puns right now that are... I don't even know how to describe what I'm doing right now in my act, but it's... Buckle up. Buckle up for some psychotic wordplay, folks.
Works for me, ladies and gentlemen. Laugh Camp Comedy Club, 490 North Robert Street in St. Paul. Friday night, Saturday night, tomorrow and Saturday. Reena Calm. Reena, seriously, next time you're in town, you got to come in studio.
Will do. Thanks, Tom. Great meeting you on the horn here.
On the horn, Reena. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
I just honked my horn. Okay.
She's
I've
so
heard
cute.
she loves to honk horn. That's what
I've heard across this nation. She's fun.
Very pleasant person.
She is.
We like pleasant at 7:30 in the morning.
I want to see a picture of her van. Is it on her site? 'Cause she lives out of a van. It's impressive.
But she doesn't sleep in it, though, so she doesn't really live out of it.
I thought she does.
Well, I thought she just said she doesn't sleep in her van.
Usually the clubs on the weekends will put you up in a hotel,
right.
But I imagine that if she's just waking up at a truck stop.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, so
thinking.
probably maybe during the weekdays, not so much sleeping at the hotels, but when you're on the road, wouldn't it just be so nice to just go, man, there's my bed right there. It's 10 o'clock. I've been driving for 8 hours. I just want to lay down. And then just get 8 hours of rest and wake up and hit the road again?
I'm looking at Reena's picture again, and being the father of a daughter, I would say, Reena, don't ever fall asleep at a truck stop. You know what I'm saying? That's the last place I'd like to see her fall asleep. You ever been around a truck stop at all?
I mean, only to go to the bathroom, but
Good.
Yeah.
You never noticed what were they called? Lot lizards, I think.
I was thinking in my head lot lizards, but I couldn't remember if that was very inappropriate, but it's a very used term.
I love how all of a sudden today we're concerned about what's inappropriate.
Well, I couldn't remember the origins. You know how sometimes you go,
lot lizard,
yeah, like I go, I do, but I know it's a commonly used term. I know it's not naughty, but yeah, it's not great. It's bleak.
It is bleak.
Okay, Jeremy emailed us. He had a question for you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Jeremy said, morning, do me a favor and ask Tom what he suggests to order at Bar La Grassa, going for the first time on Friday night before the Twins game's 33rd birthday celebration weekend.
Oh, 33. Okay, you start with the soft eggs and lobster. Okay,
yes.
It's phenomenal.
I'm actually writing this down for me as well because I've never been there. Soft eggs.
Okay, soft eggs and lobster. You got to start with that. Okay. And the pastas are all great, but if you've never had red wine pasta, it's literally pasta that has been boiled in red wine. It's phenomenal. The desserts are great. Now, actually, everything there is really good, but you got to go with the soft eggs and lobster, and I would try the red wine spaghetti just because, if you've never had red wine spaghetti before, because it's really, really a different take on pasta. It's really good. And then, like I said, any dessert. They got the Crispell, I think it's called. It used to be called Crispell. Delicious.
You've done it again. You've made me hungry at 7:46 for lobster. How dare you?
Lobster's pretty damn good.
Oh, lobster's pretty damn good.
I will tell you something, and I don't know who would take the championship. It'll be Michael Bryant or my son-in-law, Dan. Those boys can put some lobster rolls down like you wouldn't believe.
Like more than one lobster roll?
Oh, God, they could sit there and eat 4 of them.
Where can you even casually eat 4 lobster rolls? They're all like
not around here.
$20. Are there places that have like all you can eat lobster rolls?
I don't think so. No, it'd be too expensive.
Yeah, that would be too expensive.
Like, give us $1,000 and then it's all you can eat lobster.
I mean, a lobster roll is divine.
Oh, they're so good. It's unbelievable. But yeah, you've never had the soft egg and lobster?
I've never been to Bar La Gracia either.
You'd love it.
I've always wanted to try the ink pasta?
Yeah, that's red wine spaghetti.
That's what ink pasta is?
Well, no, what's the red? You mean the red pasta?
No, it's like black ink pasta.
Oh, black ink. No, I don't know that.
Oh, because once somebody's talked about that at Bar La Gracia, like they use like squid ink pasta.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, I've never had it.
And I thought to myself, that sounds crazy, and people say it's good, but I now have this saved, and I'm probably going to just order this exact thing if I ever go.
See, there you go. You got it all covered.
It's all done.
We have to take a break. My God, that first hour shot by. No question about it. I'm so happy to welcome back our longtime friend, Sabre Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, to the show. I've known Steve, the owner, for many years, and I completely trust Sabre to keep my house comfortable. Why? Sabre does everything the right way, and they always put the customer first. I love the team at Sabre because their service experts are experienced NATE certified technicians. They're not salespeople. Their pricing is completely upfront, and they fix only what needs to be fixed, nothing more. Sabre is dedicated to giving customers what they need, when they need it, and at the fair price. Keeping your family safe and comfortable without breaking the bank. Give Sabre Heating and Air Conditioning a try. I know they'll take care of you just like they've taken care of me and my family. Whether you need a new Bryant furnace or air conditioner replaced or just simply need a service call to get you going again, go to saberheating.com. That's SABRE heating.com. Sabre and Bryant, whatever it takes.
This is Bob Sansevier, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialki from Bialki Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job Dave did. If you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialki Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkilaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say, we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. You know, one thing I do love about being on YouTube, I can look at Chris and go, hey, way to dress up for the show.
Janet Jackson.
Got her Janet Jackson t-shirt.
Yeah.
Did you just get out of bed? Is that the plan?
No, that's
She's actually, you don't realize this, Tom. You don't realize this at all. She's got her hair done and she's got makeup on. She actually is a very put together person. Was it 5 a.m. over there?
Yeah.
Like, that is so put together, more put together than I've ever been on this show.
You missed the whole
So
point.
thanks for
But
the
other than
insult,
that-
Tom. Good morning to
It was
you.
not an insult. It's my way of telling you look very nice today, but of course everybody else had to give their spin on it. You're wrong.
No, I'm just
What a
saying
pain in
she
the-
does makeup.
Nice shirt.
She does makeup and hair so well.
Nice shirt, I said.
That it looks very natural and beautiful.
No, it
and I
does.
would say
I
that's a
agree.
compliment to her. Is that you can
Thank
tell
you.
it's a very
no
subtle
makeup look.
Yes, she does a great job at that.
Thank you.
Nice.
And I'm serving up Rhythm Nation. Give me
Rhythm
a break.
Nation. Oh, you gonna start barking at Uncle Tommy now? Is that the plan?
I'm wearing workout
Give
clothes.
Used to.
so-
Hey, did you see the outfit she's got
I've
on?
got full on tennis outfit because I'm playing after her. So
Oh my God, there's nothing cuter than a tennis skirt.
I know it's the only reason I play.
It's true.
Are you good?
I don't think so. I
No,
play in an older league, so I'm like the youngest, and they always think I'm gonna be good. But I would say I'm consistent in my rate.
Mediocrity.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got great serves.
I just
And-
assumed that you, as tall as you are, would be really good at tennis.
Well, even if I was good, I don't think I'd have an easy time saying I'm good.
I'm good at this. That's all there
I
is
have a
to
good
it.
backhand.
Nice, consistent. You need a nice.
I'm telling the police you hit your husband.
Huh?
My back, your back. You never heard of a backhand? You never heard of a parent saying to somebody, "I'm
I
gonna
was like,
backhand your ass."
What?
Oh, there's my buddy, London.
Oh my goodness, London is all over the place this morning. She's
London, what's up?
furious.
What are you doing?
She's just
London.
getting into everything this morning.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Somebody last night, we met with a bunch of advertisers last night and went on a boat trip down the Mississippi River, and your name came up several times. You have a lot of fans out there.
Oh, that's nice.
It is
Thank
very,
you.
very nice.
Did you pay them?
Yes, no, I'll give you $50 if you'll just. No, they were just talking about the facts that your recommendations, like when you told me about Righteous Gemstones and you told me about what Fisk, and you told us about a bunch of things, and every one of them been good, and they all said the same thing. They're kind of following along with your advice for me. They watch the shows and go, yeah, these shows are really good.
Good. I'm glad they're enjoying everything. That's good.
You got a lot of compliments from people. I will tell you that.
Aw.
Everybody
I
in the show.
appreciate that.
No, it's true though. But you know what you're talking. Hey, like I said, I don't think. Well, Lioness, you're the one who told me about Lioness, and that show was phenomenal. The Special Forces Lioness. Jeez.
How many episodes are you in now?
A few.
A few.
I just love
This is
watching
good
it.
though. I feel like this is progress. We've like progressed from like watching 4 minutes of a series to at least a few
That's
episodes
true.
in. So I do feel like my job is well done now.
It is indeed. No, but seriously, everybody did point out that when you recommend something, they just assume it's good because you hit it every time, apparently.
I'm trying. I'm trying to give guys something good to watch, you know, because it's gonna be a little bit lighter right now. But
Yeah,
when good things kind of pop on the screen, we'll definitely give it a shout out for sure.
No doubt. Hey, look, with the way movies are now, and again, I'm still weeping that I don't go to the movie theater because I love going to the movie theaters, but I just can't sit through a 3-hour movie, whether it's John Wick and all these science fiction, and oh God, I'm sick of that stuff.
You know, over the weekend, I hang out, as I've said before, I hang out with a group of entertainment reporters, and we were all talking about that, how even when it's your job to be in a movie theater for 3.5 hours because you're covering something and you're going to be doing interviews, it is such a struggle to sit there through, you know, like 3.5 hours. And we're like, why isn't there a built-in intermission? Because it's getting to the point, it's just not fun anymore. And it's not fun for even when it's your job to be like, I don't want to sit here for 3.5 hours. I got work to do. I've got other things.
Yeah.
Like 2 hours feels good.
You know, and I don't even know if the intermission would help, right? Because it feels like that's just going to elongate, in my mind, the problem. Like, I don't want to now have to buffer 4 hours because there's going to be an intermission. You know,
Well, they don't take an hour.
I mean, okay, well, like 3 and adding more time to it. To me, it's like I would have that feeling of like, let's just keep going.
But what is 7-Up going to do if you get rid of them? Who's going to sing, go on out to the lobby, go on out to the lobby, go on out to the lobby.
Get yourself a snack.
Very good.
But the thing is, though, we do
There it
this
is.
theater, though. We do have 2 acts, and in the middle, we have a 15-minute intermission, so you can go to the restroom. So it's not
Yeah.
like we're not programmed for this. We
Yeah.
are.
Mhm.
if you go to the theater, for sure. So, but it's just one of those things. The theaters would rather just crank the movies out, get people in and out, add that extra show because it's going to generate more revenue, especially if it's a big hit. I understand that, but even I honestly, we've got to cut back because giving these directors, they're like really, these directors' cuts. Oh, sometimes it's exhausting.
But even in plays, you get people that come back like sprinkled in slowly after, which is so annoying. And I could imagine that happening in movie theaters, or people think they can pull their phones out now because of that. I would think that that's the one problem you would have if you add an intermission. It's going to be there's going to be an annoying element to people sprinkling back in.
Yeah, that's a good point. And, there's nothing worse when you're like watching a really fun musical number or something, and then the people in front of you, all you're looking at is their butts. As they're like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
I know. Yeah.
How about sit down and shut up once you yell that at them?
Especially if I have the time. I love going to musicals, and I rarely can. And I'm always like, please don't ruin this for me.
And theater tickets are much more expensive too than movie tickets too. So you deserve that peace and quiet. Otherwise, Patti LuPone will stop the show and yell at you. She's known for that.
That woman's the worst. She is terrible.
She's so New York.
I can't stand it. Why can't we have like a voting system when you walk into a movie theater if there should be an intermission or not? If it's more than 50%, say, hey, listen, at the hour 27 mark, we're all going to take a 5-minute break so we can go to the bathroom, then hey, that's what we do.
You can't. I mean, you can't. You have to know the time you're going to get out of there, or like roughly.
Yeah.
Because like you have to plan.
If you have babysitters, just there's so many things like that, or you have dinner reservations. But there are apps out there that will tell you when is a good time to go to the bathroom during a movie. So they'll say when this scene comes up, this is when you should go. Yeah. And either grab your snack or go to the restroom.
I don't know. I like them both, without breaks, with breaks. I remember there were intermissions when I was a kid, and I kind of loved it because you got to get up and stretch your legs and go get some pretzels or something.
Yeah.
When was like the last decade? Because I know the 1960s films, a lot of them had intermissions built in. Yeah. But did that end maybe in the 70s?
I think early 70s, if maybe not 1969. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, because I know like if you go and watch classic musicals like a Dr. Dr. Zhivago's not a musical, but I'm also thinking Funny Girl, Hello Dolly. They do have intermissions built in because I've seen them on the big screen and they're like intermission time.
We can actually get very specific. Anybody want to take a guess at what year?
What year the intermissions end?
Yep.
I'm going 69.
69. Okay.
I'm going to go 73.
Okay. Kristyn?
I'll go 70.
You guys are all way off.
Really?
Gandhi in 1982 was the last major film to feature an intermission.
And how long was the movie?
Wow.
It says that it kept viewers in seats for over 3 hours. It doesn't say how long the movie is, but it says with intermission it was over 3 hours.
Oh, so that's not that bad, actually.
Yeah.
And now they keep us in our seats sometimes for 3:30. So
yeah,
they do. I can't do it. I'm very serious. I cannot sit in the theater for 3.5 hours.
Well, you know what I get frustrated with? A lot of the action films have this. Like I, as a viewer, can see where they could have cut 20 minutes of an action sequence. And I'm like this, and I understand. They're like, we want to do the big budget explosions and show off all of the CGI that we have. But when I'm in my head thinking, okay, I could have shaved off 20 minutes right here in this action scene, I'm completely out of the film at that point.
Yeah, I love movies. Love going to the movie, the popcorn and the whole deal. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But get over it. And I blame it on Marlon Brando. There's no question about it.
It's Marlon's fault. Marlon
took over. Remember he pissed off the director so much the director quit, and Marlon Brando took over direction of the movie, turned in the copy. It was 10 hours long.
What?
Okay, Marlon. A 10-hour movie, now we're talking.
I think this happens a lot, though, right? Like, and I don't mean it, Kristyn, in a bad way, but people in Hollywood think that they don't understand, they can't grasp what the real world is like. And so they think we'll watch all your whatever. They have no idea the amount it takes to get to a movie theater for some of us. Like that our world does not revolve around movies. And so we were just talking about it this morning. Tom and I saw an article about Beverly Hills teenagers try to guess what the average salary is.
Oh God.
And it was rough.
They're probably like 250,000.
That was
no.
the
Yeah.
low side of it.
I missed it by what, $50,000?
$50,000, yeah. So it was we saw 500,000. Some guy was like, yeah, 500,000 as the average salary for an American.
Oh my God.
Yeah, when you live in a bubble, and you know, even Beverly Hills is its own bubble.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We definitely I live in a Los Angeles bubble, and it's sometimes shocking. I think even like post-pandemic, when I first started traveling again, I'm like, oh my gosh, everything is so different outside of Los Angeles. And you forget, like, we live with like, there's two industries here. There's either tourism or there's Hollywood when you live in Southern California. And you just think the world revolves around that. And a lot of the directors, like the director's cut, that's like an ego project. You know, it can be a passion project, but when you start getting into those, like the 3.5-hour director's cut, that is an ego project.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep that part. I'll watch the other one. Everything will be. But although I will tell you that I did sit through The Godfather, which was 3 hours and 10 minutes long. I did sit. That one was so good, even I could sit there the whole 3 hours.
Have you watched it again?
I've seen that movie so many times I can't even tell you.
That's impressive when you like a movie so much that's long that we'll watch it many times.
Because actually, it's a very truthful movie. It's written by Mario Puzo, first of all, who understood that whole culture and all the rest of it. Just looking at, and plus if I'd grown up Catholic, all the Catholicism that enters into it as well was interesting to watch. And so growing up in that culture, like, man, they're really paying a lot of attention to that whole deal. No, it just, plus the acting in it was spectacular.
I think that 3 hour and 10-minute film, that's rare, because you had
Yes.
Avatar recently, that was about 3:10 as well, and I couldn't make it all the way through. I was like, all right, bathroom break, I'm out. And I knew it was a long action sequence, so I'm like, I'm going to come back, and I actually haven't missed anything.
No question. That's one thing I will tell you about a guy like Christopher Walken. I don't care how long his movies are, because he changes his personality so many times in the same movie that I could just watch him forever.
That's true.
He
I
goes
love
from
watching
this
him
to
tap
that.
dance.
Yes, it's just so weird. There's a place right now running a cowbell promo, which I think is very. We need more cowbell.
More cowbell.
I just love that.
Please.
But I literally could watch him forever, because he just. Do you think the average person realizes that he comes in and out of personalities the way he does? Probably not.
Probably not. He's so fascinating to watch.
He
He's
is.
such a great character
He is.
actor that I think that you're completely mesmerized when he comes on screen. He could read the side of a cereal box, and you're going to watch the entire thing.
I will. There's no question about it. And Craig Gass has that great story about him.
Yes, doing the
told that story last
impersonation
time.
around him. Yeah.
It was Richard Belzer, who unfortunately is no longer with us. I loved Richard Belzer. He used to come in the studio every year. I loved being around that psychopath. Just a great guy. Did you ever talk to him?
I did not, but I feel like we've lost a lot of major comedians in the last 5 or 6 years.
We had. Oh, there's no doubt about that. The Louis Andersons of the world, and Gilbert Gottfried, and you had Saget, and all the rest of them. It's just very, very difficult. And then he dies, and it just. See, now I'm distracted by my own sorrow. Sorry about that.
Sorry, wah wah.
You and I have talked about this too. Another movie that showcases an actor's ability to be so versatile was Split, with James McAvoy. That one is. I could watch that probably 14 times.
It's a good promo picture.
Yeah, right. But like that actor embodies those different personalities like I've never seen before.
Phenomenal.
That is impressive.
James McAvoy is underrated. He was like really hot for a minute, and I just thought he was going to have maybe a bigger career than he does. He does well, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I just feel like he's not in that like upper echelon that I think he deserves to be, because he's got the chops for it.
I think that's a great example of somebody who, first off, he balances that. He's taking that X-Men role and he's playing, Dr. Xavier. That's his.
Yep.
Yeah. And he does that to pay the bills, and then he does these little side projects. But I really think that Dr. Xavier, that's got to take most of his time up. So it doesn't feel like he gets to do a lot of other projects.
That's been a lot of the complaints with actors who have been stuck in their Marvel contracts and things like that. It's prevented them from doing other movies that they really have a passion for. And while it's great, it's going to get you probably a second home, and it's going to afford you a lifestyle that is incredible. But at the same time, creative creatively, I think you get a little bit tapped out.
I'm sure. Oh, you know what? I got a few emails. I will finish the story quickly. I'll go through it because I've told the story many times before, but Kristyn's never heard it. So very quickly, Craig Gass walks into a restaurant in New York, and sitting at the table is Richard Belzer along with our buddy we were just talking about. And so, of course, Richard waves him over because he does a brilliant impression. You know what I mean? Craig Gass does some of the best impressions I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there with all three of them, and your pal, the one we were just talking about,
Walken.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken, exactly, is sitting there, and Richard Belzer says, "Do your impression of Christopher Walken for Christopher Walken." Christopher, you aren't going to believe how good this is. So I guess Craig breaks into it, just nails it, according to Richard Belzer. Belzer told me it was just perfect. And Christopher Walken's staring at him the whole time he's doing it, and he finishes. And so Craig Gass just kind of puts his head down, and Christopher Walken goes, "Wow."
Wow. Isn't that fun? I mean, it was so, he said, Craig was like, "I wanted to die."
Yeah.
And that guy has no shame, and he wanted to die.
Wow.
Crawl in a hole out of like total embarrassment.
Yeah. Did Jay Moore tell that story when he was here about meeting Walken? When Walken had walked up and was like, "I like your cat." Was he?
I think so.
I think he
that's
told
right.
that story on the air.
So.
I've seen him do in his act a few times, but. Yeah, I imagine Christopher Walken has seen so many people do Christopher Walken that he's just like, great, all right, I'm over it, bud.
I bet you're right. You know what? I'm kind of sad because I couldn't finish that British show that he's on. What the hell's the name? Outlaws, I think it's called. Do you know that one? They're about a bunch of prisoners doing. You know, they're in. I don't know if they're in the workhouse or whatever, but they have to do a lot of civic, like cleaning the streets and that kind of stuff. And Christopher Walken's one of the people in it. And then season 2 came along, and the whole thing, and I think it's a British show. I know it's somewhere in Western Europe, but they get so far into the politics and bitching about I couldn't watch it anymore. You know, they just got so involved, and you're not giving people everything they deserve. It's like, I tuned in to laugh, for Christ's sake. I don't need you preaching at me. You think we'll ever learn?
You need to write into the writer's room and let them know.
I have to. Honestly, I am so sick of shoving your politics down my throat. It's like, shut up, for Christ's sake. It'd be funny, right?
You know where you don't get that, Tom? The Barbie movie. You should definitely watch it this weekend.
Yeah, I should get over there. Get over there and watch it.
You just want to
stir
the pot. Oh, he's in a good mood.
It's going to be one of the few billion-dollar movies this year.
Yeah,
it's that and Sonic, so...
Sonic. Oh, what a comparison. Sonic or Barbie, which is greater?
I'm just saying, underserved market. When you hit it right, it hits.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like Sonic, probably because there's not a lot of that aged movies. There's like younger or way older.
Yeah.
But like Sonic hit an age that they obviously.
Do you ever hit streaming? It's about 99% that crap.
I know.
It's like, Jesus, could we have more cartoons? That'd be great.
I know, right?
There's a lot.
I like
and
cartoons.
especially if you're on something like Disney Plus, it's just...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't even subscribe to it because to me, Disney Plus is either it's all Star Wars or it is Disney animated. And if I had a kid, I'm sure this would be great because it's exactly what you want, the Disney library. But when it comes to like original, unique dramas and comedy, Disney Plus is not it for me.
No, there's no question about that. Do you have a favorite from the Netflix, Hulu, the Amazon Prime, those kind of stations?
Out of those platforms?
Those platforms, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the one I gravitate toward the most is Hulu when I'm looking for like really like kind of like a juicy drama. I feel like they always deliver with that.
Yep.
I think if you're looking for like prestige, HBO or Max or whatever you want to call it now.
Right.
Although now, because they've merged with Discovery, I find it very hard. Like I'm trying to like reset my algorithm because it's all, Rudy's nodding his head. It's all reality shows and like home and garden type of things and renovation. I'm like, I don't want any of this. I want to see all of the dramas and even the documentaries. They do great documentaries on HBO.
Yeah, their narratives and their docs are amazing. But why is it that I need 4 seasons of Everybody Hates Chris? I don't need that sitcom. I don't want it. Like, don't show me all this garbage. It's filler. Like, I get the reason why HGTV has to be a part of the a la carte when you get cable, because nobody would get it. Nobody would watch any of these old shows if you didn't put it on Max. But I imagine the percentage of people that are watching it is way less than the amount of people that are annoyed by having to sift through it.
Yeah, and I'm sifting through for all these home renovations. What is it, Chip and Joanna Gaines?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just not interested. And I feel like I get targeted because I'm a female, because my husband has a feed and I have a feed. And I'm like, I look at his and I'm like, why? I'm not even watching these reality shows. Why are they coming on my feed and not his?
Oh, yeah. I suppose that is true. I spend a lot of time right now watching Dark Side of Comedy and Dark Side of the Ring. Everybody's dying.
Those two are, yes, Tom. Oh, we are simpatico on both of those.
Wow,
I'm not kidding you.
BFFs in the making here.
Well, I knew a lot of the people, like you probably knew a lot of the people too.
Oh, wow. Those two series are just, it's insane to watch
amazing.
the backstories of some of these people and how sad it really, really is. Especially like the comedy one, I understand. Like, we all kind of grew up in this, having terrible upbringings and trying to find love and whatever it is. But the wrestling one, it's like some of these guys come from legacy family wrestling, families. And even their uncles and dads never made it past the age of 39, and they go, doesn't matter, I'm in. We're doing it. It's like, you can stop the cycle here, but they still get into it for whatever reason. And drugs, alcohol. I mean, Eddie Guerrero died in a hotel downtown Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Awful story.
And the CTE that they're not necessarily talking about when it comes to wrestling too, that is all tied in with the alcoholism, the addiction, the domestic violence, the suicide.
Gee, why'd I hang out with professional wrestlers for so long? I never did any of that. I was never a big drug guy, though. I could drink with them, but I could never do the drugs, including steroids. I never did steroids. Well, you can tell I never did steroids. But no, I tell you, was it Bret Hart? Is he the one? He was supposed to descend from the ceiling of the arena in Calgary.
It was his brother, Owen Hart.
Owen Hart, that's exactly right. His brother, Owen.
That was, what a dramatic story that was, and so tragic.
Fell 100 feet.
Yep.
10 stories he fell and died immediately.
Oh.
Jesus, can you
in
imagine?
front of an audience.
In front of an audience,
That's the other thing, too, the trauma that everyone experienced in that arena.
Oh, it's tough. I love watching it because whether it's comedy and, watching brilliant comedians who just are not, they're not going to make it through life. Some comedians are very funny because they're that mentally ill. There's no question about that. Mm-hmm. Or mentally unstable, maybe is a better way to put it. But,
Yeah.
You watch this stuff and you go, man, you got it. You're famous. You're making a lot of money. You're a wrestler. You're a comedian. But they can't let what got them there go. They can't let it go.
I think about Robin Williams all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good, perfect example.
Absolutely, no question about it. But if you've never seen the dark side of comedy and the dark side of wrestling, you should watch it. But I wouldn't watch it with just everybody around.
No.
Woo!
And be in the right mood, too, because they're not light fare. You have to be careful. Protect your own mental health as well.
I will be very honest with you, upfront with you, 100% at my age, because I knew both those boys. When the Road Warriors episode came on, I did start crying. After all these years of both of them dying so young, it made me tear up just watching them.
Sure.
Because they're sitting on camera and they're like, yeah, my buddy died and I ain't going to go through that. And you go, yeah, you are. You don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are. I find those shows fascinating. But they're both on the Vice channel, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, Vice is also doing a whole series, I think, on some of the child stars and everything else.
Yeah.
90s, 2000s. So they have a whole slew of different type of docuseries on that. So if you're interested, it's really worth taking a watch. And
the sadness is covered in some ways by, once again, watching Chris Farley try to show up as what do they call those male dancers?
Chippendale.
Chippendale. You tried to try it up for the Chippendales.
Kristyn, side notes. Listener wrote in, You meant Mario, Super Mario.
Super Mario, yeah.
And you said Sonic. And they were like, I got a bunch of messages. All of a sudden, I look at my emails blowing up. And so I just wanted to correct
Super
that.
Mario,
yeah,
yes.
Before we got more messages. Super Mario.
But read the whole message. It says, Kristyn, you fool.
Actually, they were super nice about it. They're like, Kristyn, I think you meant Super Mario, not Sonic, right? Like,
Sonic was a couple of years ago.
I know. I was
Super
even like
Mario
writing. I was like shocked it made that
Yeah.
much. I was like, well, Kristyn knows. Like,
No, it's Super Mario.
Yeah, sadly, they are actually doing a second one right now.
I thought they might be. It might be even a third.
Is it a third one? I didn't think it was a second. I thought it was a second. But either way, when those came out, I thought, boy, we are digging at the bottom of the barrel to find content. Because if we're doing Sonic movies, yikes.
Yeah, they had a second. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was
Oh.
2022.
Yeah, see, that's how bad that movie was. I had no idea it existed.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah. And James Marsden.
Yeah.
James Marsden, which became a plot point for everyone who watched Jury Duty.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, that's right, it did.
Oh, that is good point. He kept
was a good
talking
show.
about that.
That was an interesting. I don't know if it was a good show. Jury Duty was an interesting show. I don't know if it was
It
good
is
or
an
not.
Emmy-nominated show now.
I know, yeah.
I don't know. I keep thinking about the morality of it all.
Yeah.
It's.
I think that they lucked out in this because Ron Gladden took it so well and he was such a good guy, but it could have blown up in their face on the tail end of it had it been somebody else.
Absolutely. And plus, he talks about he's still kind of messed up from it.
Really?
Yeah, he did an interview that was like, yeah, it kind of messed me up for a little while. Like, really made me wonder what reality is. And I was like, yeah, I get that.
You're talking about Jury Duty?
Yeah.
It messed people up psychologically?
No, the main guy.
You mean the judge?
No, the one who was like in the Truman Show-esque, like where
that deal, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Where he was like, thought everything was real and then finding out that's not real. And it was for weeks, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure because his reality was one thing, and then it turns out to be totally another. And then you're waiting. I'm sure for him too, it was a long-term thing because then he's waiting for it to come out, and he doesn't know
the edit,
how he's going to be portrayed.
Yeah.
Kristyn, did you ever see Windy City Heat?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so if you don't know what it is, it's the same concept, except it's around a movie. A guy thinks that he is starring in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody around him finds him to be irritating and racist and homophobic and a terrible human being, so they pull this elaborate prank. Bobcat Goldthwait directed it, and everybody is in on it, except for him.
Yeah.
And at the end, they don't do it in this way, the big reveal in Jury Duty, where they're like, listen, buddy, and they put it, here's what, when they reveal it to him, he is devastated, and everyone's like, good, you deserve this. You deserve to have this happen to you. Yes, the only place you can find it is on YouTube. You can't rent it anywhere else, but it's free on YouTube, and it's so worth a watch.
Oh, wow. See, it makes me think that they're aware of the movie and wanted to make sure it didn't turn out like that, too.
Maybe.
I mean, because he got 100, sorry to spoil it for people, but he gets money at the end, so
Sure.
he gets $100,000. If you haven't seen Jury Duty, sorry. But I think that that's kind of fascinating. And for Ronald Gladden, it worked out really well. He has an agent now, and, they're pitching him Hollywood projects.
We had the judge on. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he was.
He's a very nice guy. Is Bobcat over? He hadn't done anything in about 5 years now. What the hell happened to him?
No, he's still running around, him and Dana Gould doing shows together.
But I mean, he's not doing any movies or anything anymore.
Not doing movies, doing a lot of directing, he still directs for Jimmy Kimmel, and he does a few, I don't know if he does commercials anymore, but I know he was for a while, but he hasn't made a movie in a long time. The last thing he did was a documentary with Dana Gould, where they were going out on the road, and the first night of tour, they got into a horrific car accident. Both were alive, but then they decided to document the tour because the tour got canceled after the accident, and then they documented going back out onto the road with the rescheduled dates. Great documentary.
There you go. The one thing about him I will say is I had known him for, 20, 25 years. He sure as hell changed once he became a director, man. He got an edge to him that was really hard to put up with. So I don't know if that's what ruined his directing career or not, but
You think so?
Oh, God, yes. He became kind of an asshole, to tell you the truth. Very arrogant, which I never thought I'd see, because when he used to come in, he was phenomenal. Last time I saw him, I mean, I walked up and said, hey, we should have dinner sometime. He goes, yeah, I don't think so. It's like, what?
Huh.
Okay, good for you there.
Bobcat's peak, though, I feel like was the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or like early 90s.
Yeah, pretty much.
The voice and the hair and the
Right. Really great guy at that time. He's come in the studio all the time. He would just come in like 3-4 times a year, and he was just a great guy to deal with. But once that director thing started, boy, he was He was John Huston, apparently.
Sure.
I guess.
There's a great clip of him on Good Morning America with Katie Couric, where during Shakes the Clown. Remember that movie, Shakes the Clown?
Sure, yep.
Oh, Today Show, you mean?
Yeah, the Today Show, yes. And she was having to interview an actual clown and Bobcat.
Oh, God.
Miserable.
And at some point, they asked the question of the clown, and the clown's like, I don't think it's fair that everybody takes a crack at clowns because we're just trying to make the world happy. And she's like, Bobcat, what do you have to say about that? And he goes, Katie, did you lose a bet? Why are you having to interview me and a clown? What happened? Did you draw the short straw this morning? What's up with that? It's funny.
Yeah, it's probably not her finest moment of journalism.
No.
See, that's funny.
It's very funny.
That's what it used to be.
Yeah, who was the producer that pitched that one? That segment producer should be fired.
Gelfand will be in this morning. He has a wonderful story about clowns because he was interviewing a clown because he used to do a TV show. And the guy's name was like Bill Putnam, something like that, close to that. And so Gelfand goes, your name, Bill Putnam, when you're a clown, though, do you have a clown name? He goes, yes, as a matter of fact, I do, and I'm very proud of it. Now, you have to remember that Mike Gelfand is a nice Jewish boy, okay? He said, okay, what's your clown name? And Bill Putnam said, they call me Putz the Clown. And Gelfand went, Putz? They really call you Putz? Which is a reference to a man's penis.
Yeah, not great.
Not a great.
That's Yiddish, right?
It's like your penis the clown?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Which, Gelfand would be like, yes, that is a tragedy, knowing him.
Honest to God. We got to bring it up when he gets here because when he tells that story, I cannot stop laughing.
It's so
Putz.
funny.
Your name is Putz the Clown.
Talk
is that
about
right?
communication error right there. You go, oh, yeah, that does not translate well.
I love it. All right, Kristyn, get to work, damn it.
I will. Be in Rhythm Nation.
Yeah, I'm looking at Rhythm Nation one last time. She's got a very serious look on her face.
She does. Well, Janet Jackson's a badass, so.
I heard she never has recovered from the reveal of the breast. There was a little documentary, a short documentary.
Oh, my goodness. That is, if you want to talk about that tomorrow, we can. Because
Yeah,
that is a whole saga. We'll do it tomorrow because it's fascinating because it involves Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. Not a shock, but yeah, let's cover that tomorrow because that's a fascinating story, and she still suffers with that every day, apparently.
We'll talk about the sexism. You'll love it, Tom.
The sexism or the talk about the sexism
involved in this, yeah.
Yeah, I bet you I'd be thrilled by that, having a wife
You're
and a daughter.
Thrilled. Can't wait.
Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Kristyn Burtt, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a break, be right back with Chris Egert in just a couple of minutes. This is Tom Barnard for Power Lodge and Miller Marine. Attention all power sports enthusiasts. This August, we invite you to celebrate with Power Lodge as we hit a major milestone, 25 years of bringing action and excitement to Minnesota as your go-to destination for all things marine and power sports. To say thank you, each of our locations will host a local Community Appreciation Day. Yes, I did say Local Appreciation Day for the community. Join us in Brainerd, Ramsey, Onamia, or Sauk Rapids as we roll out the red carpet with delicious food, amazing prizes, fantastic giveaways, and unbeatable special pricing. As the grand prizes, we'll be raffling off a variety of Polaris ATVs and snowmobiles. Check out PowerLodge.com for event dates nearest you. And that's not all. Throughout August, we've got something special planned. Follow us on social media as we unveil 25 days of deals on the latest off-road and on-road vehicles, boats, and supplies from the top brands in power sports. That's right, 25 days of back-to-back incredible offers. You won't want to miss this. So mark your calendars and get in on the action during our 25th anniversary Power Lodge, where your adventure with throttle therapy begins.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Hi, this is Tommy B. My friends at Niemeyer Trailer Sales at their Albertville location off Interstate 94 would like to extend a special offer going on now through the Minnesota State Fair. Along with everything you can buy on a stick at the Great Minnesota Sweat Together, you should have some cool incentives with a State Fair deal when you purchase an RV from Niemeyer's Albertville location. How's this sound? Receive a free exterior ceramic coat and NanoCure interior treatment. These coatings provide a durable, long-lasting shield against dirt, water, and UV rays, and basically extend the life of your RV to keep it looking newer and lasting longer. It's a $2,000 value, free with purchase if you get an RV from Niemeyer's by September 5th in Albertville only. Plus great deals on their campers at both Albertville and Elko New Market, now through the end of State Fair. Take your passion on the road with Niemeyer Trailer Sales and see my guys and gals at Niemeyer's and look at what they got at Niemeyers.com. That's Niemeyers.com, Niemeyers.com. Your State Fair deals end on September 5th. Oh, and tell them Tommy sent you. We are back, ladies. Shut up. Leave me alone.
I just put a lot of pressure on you, Chris.
Yeah, you did. She put a lot of pressure on you.
I just, don't worry, Chris will make you feel better. And he goes, no, he won't. And you were sitting there just like a Boy Scout, just shining, like, yeah, I'm here.
He's not wrong.
I have a huge problem with, if you have a job to do, you have to do your job. No excuses. Get your head out of your ass and do your job. Something just happened, and it was a pretty big mistake. And it was nobody on the show right now, but somebody made this huge mistake, and it pisses me off to no end, right? Just do your job. That's everybody. This is your duty. Do it, right? So I'm getting more and more pissed off. She goes, because I'm going, God damn it, I'm so sick of that. The people doing this. Blah, 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 blah. And she goes, well, Chris is on next. He'll cheer you up. And I went, no, he won't. He won't cheer me up. Forget
not.
it.
And then we both just started laughing so hard.
Absolutely right. I will not.
You will not make it better. Typical. Oh, that does piss me off, though, when people don't do their jobs. Oh, God. You get paid to do this. Do your job, right?
It's tough because for people who are control freaks, I like to do everything. And so you give up, you relinquish some of that control because the process is the process, whatever it might be.
Right.
But then when stuff doesn't get done, then I get it. I definitely get it.
Well, again, it's your job, you get paid if you do your job, right?
I think that's how it works generally.
Kicking the can down the road, are we? Ladies and gentlemen, news
That's
brought
what I do,
to you.
Tommy.
News, but actually, Brittany was right. I cheered up mightily when I saw Chris Egert appear on this.
It was just so funny because I was like, oh, we both could not stop laughing. It was like you were just sitting there smiling too, like this little lit up Boy Scout. And we're like, oh.
It's true. I mean, he'll cheer you up. No, he won't.
No, he won't. I've decided. And I was like,
the greatest. News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. So what's new in the news today, Pally?
I've got a bunch of really weird, interesting stories today. Some of a good portion would lean toward positive.
Whoa! What a twist!
How did it happen?
I know. It's nice. They took 14 known gang members off the streets.
Good.
The feds announced that yesterday, which was really good. There was a number of people. 45 gang members were taken off the streets back in May. So that's a big chunk of, people who are accused of not doing very great things for our community. And I've always heard that a majority of the stuff that goes down it's in a really small part of North Minneapolis. It's not like it's the whole part of the community, but it's also like a known group of people who are behind a majority of it. So it would be nice to know that, I know there's a lot of people in that community who are really just sick of, not feeling safe. And I hope this makes a dent in that.
It has to. Look, I will tell you something. If I were a black man in America today, and I heard some white guy on TV say, well, we have to be careful here because, some of these people being arrested are black. It's like, what? Are you dehumanizing them because of their skin color? Yes, there are good people and bad people of all colors. We got to get away from that bullshit. These people that just cover everything. First of all, that's a very racist thing to say, and they don't even know it's racist. They have no idea.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I said stupid. You heard me.
I heard you loud and clear.
Loud and clear, man. No, I think it's one thing that I'm reminded of. I had a friend who was a Minneapolis cop who also was a Detroit cop for years and then moved to Minneapolis. And I'm talking to him and he goes, Tommy, I know, and we just talked about the movie this morning. I love The Godfather. It's my favorite movie of all time. Great, it's a great movie. And he said, Tommy, this is years ago. He said, Tommy, I know you're a huge fan of The Godfather. I got to tell you something. Now that I live in Minneapolis, I don't live in Detroit anymore. We had a lot of trouble with a street gang there. It was an inner city street gang, and they were committing crime after crime after crime. And they were inspired by the movie The Godfather, only apparently they didn't pay much attention to it because their tattoos on their arms, they had some jackets with the name of the gang on it. And they were going to name the gang after the family name. Only I think somebody messed up. And it literally, the tattoos said, the Conley Onlys.
Oh, no.
Instead of Corleone, it said Conley Only.
Oh, no.
Don Conley Only.
Don Conley Only. Very famous.
I wonder then if they spend their whole lives, then do they have to change what they think is no, we took our own version.
Maybe there's a trademark or something.
Yeah, right? Yes. That was what they were worried about.
Right.
They thought it was the Conley Only.
Conley Only.
That's funny.
There is only one, and we are the Conley Only.
We are the Conley. We're very vicious.
And we're a little
scary.
lonely, too.
How could you be scared of a guy in a Conley Only gang? It would make you laugh every time, wouldn't it? God,
yeah, unless the guy was holding me over a building or something, and then up
that would be a problem.
Building, then I probably wouldn't laugh at that.
Say, I respect the Conley Onlys.
Well,
you guys be what you want to be.
You horn tootin'. So what's new in your world, Pally?
Well, I was up late last night. For me, there was a mobility clinic for adaptive folks like me who don't have all of our parts at US Bank Stadium. Cool. It was really fun. It was really cool. And there's 400 different people there, and supposedly the world's largest, not verified by Guinness, but unofficially, group of adaptive athletes for a clinic all in one place.
Cool. Did you guys get to see some new technology, or what was there?
It was mainly kind of a show of force that these groups can get together, and that these kind of clinics are available. People, if they want to learn how to run, if they want to do stuff that maybe they think they can't. So it was cool. And a bunch of people from Allianz, a couple hundred of them were there, and they helped out too with the clinic, which was cool.
Chris, how many different legs do you have? Do you have a running leg?
I have a different attachment I can put on. It's like a Swiss Army knife.
Is that a blade?
It's a modified blade. It's not like you think of when you think of Pistorius. I always fall back to, I know that's a bad example, but Oscar Pistorius. It's not exactly like that, but it's one that allows for some running.
Cool.
Didn't his girlfriend shoot him or something?
He shot her.
Oh, he shot her. That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, it was a whole freaking mess, man.
What the hell's that all about? How can you not run away from a guy who has two fake legs?
Well, and at that point, he was not even in his legs. He was laying on the floor of the bathroom or something.
Yeah, it's a terrible story.
Wait a second. You're laying on the floor of the bathroom with no legs and you happen to have a gun on you? What the hell?
Yeah, the whole thing was pretty.
That's weird.
He claimed it was an intruder. He thought that she was an intruder, and then he shot through the door, quote unquote, but yeah.
That's right. I remember that story now. Is he still alive?
Yeah, I was just going to look it up. I don't know if he's in jail or not. I'm looking for that right now.
I think he's in jail.
Is he? He should be.
Yeah.
The judge, what did he say? I'm sorry, son, but in this case, you don't have a leg to stand on. What do you think? Come on, huh? Come on, let's pretend this is CCO in the morning in the old days with Boone and Erickson.
Right. You guys are killing me.
I love those guys. They were great guys, both of them. Boone and Erickson, both great guys.
So, like, your day-to-day, can I ask more about your leg, Chris? Is that okay?
Nope, you're out.
Yeah, I was going to, well, you let me know. I've got all kinds of news, too.
Well, I just have a question. So your day-to-day leg, do you wear the same one, or do you have different ones than that? Like, because
I have one that I wear for the day-to-day.
And most people have more than one, or is it so expensive you usually just have one?
That was part of the reason we got together last night too, is insurance companies will not automatically cover legs used for things other than your day-to-day. So insurance will not let you get a running blade, which costs thousands and thousands of dollars. Insurance will not let you get a water leg, so you can take a shower or go in a pool or go in the ocean or whatever it might be. So it's a struggle with all that. And so the idea is to hopefully one day create some equality when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Well, don't bring that up again, because we're going to have to talk now about his other missing, the fact they can't find his heart either.
Oh, that one we're doing.
Well, and the brain, obviously.
The brain, that's going to be a problem too.
I mean, that was.
We'd love you to have a walking brain, a radio
didn't even
brain.
really need to be stated, did it? But
yeah, way to go, Brittany. Way to ruin his life. That's way to go. That's all I'm saying.
There was a thing I did want to mention overnight. This was kind of unusual. We heard from St. Paul police at like 4:00 this morning.
Ooh.
And it hasn't risen at this point to the level of an Amber Alert, but they wanted to get the word out about a 6-month-old who they think is in danger. This was from St. Paul police. His name's Mayer, and police say he was taken by the mother's ex-boyfriend, a guy by the name of Nicholas Cruz, and he was last seen driving a black 2010 Chevy Tahoe. Apparently, he sent some kind of threatening message to the baby's mom,
right?
And which gave them enough concern to put information out about him. I don't know. I think there's certain parameters for an Amber Alert to have to be an actual Amber Alert to be set, but for whatever reason, I did want to mention that because that was something that we directly heard from St. Paul police this morning about. So.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because I saw that story I was watching this morning when you put that up, and it's like, that guy looked like one of the dumbest human beings. Just his picture, he looks like a complete moron. So he can't figure out what he wants to do either.
Well, I was thinking it was pretty bold for the police department to put out his picture and his name, and if they weren't very concerned about something bad happening, because I wouldn't think they would have. I would have thought they would have, protected his privacy a little bit more, but not in this case. So,
yeah, it looks like he's flat out guilty. In other words,
well, I don't think they would put that out willy-nilly. Let's put it that way. So,
no question. I just, once again, as soon as you bring kids into it, I'm sorry you lost me. You should be shot in the head. That's all there is to it.
Agreed. But side note, Chris, is this your version of happy, positive news?
Yeah.
Speaking of.
Well, they took the gang members off the streets. That was the good one. There's also this is cool. Did you guys read this? They've finally been able to take, and I did a story about this like 6 or 7 years ago, about taking pig parts and genetically modifying them, and they've had some success, but they've been able to genetically modify a kidney and put it in a guy who was brain dead and had donated his body to science, and the thing's still kicking.
Wow.
Which is a huge medical development, because ideally someday, this was what the story that I did several years ago was like, you get your own pig that grows your parts. So if you need,
wow,
that's something that they're tracking of being able to do. And I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of all kinds of controversy about gene editing and altering the DNA of animals in this case. But the idea would be there's a pig that's got it's genetically set up to be able to, if you have heart failure, you can take the heart from that thing and put it in you, or kidney or liver or pancreas or whatever it might be, which is really insane to think about.
This is like a human parts car.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to have that pig in a second location because knowing me, I would get emotionally attached to my extra part pig. So I would have to have Rudy raise my pig because I couldn't.
Oh, thanks for the chore. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. I'll raise your pig if you raise mine.
One more mouth to feed, right, Rudy?
I don't know. No, I want to get to know my pig.
Good, you can have both our pigs.
I also have a question for you. You'd get attached to his pig anyway.
That's a good point. So I'd protect his pig. Yeah, so you might not want to give me his pig.
No.
All right.
It's not going to work.
I get no one's pigs.
It's weird for me to think about us doing that story 6 years ago where it was sort of becoming a reality, and over this amount of time it's turning into a reality for people. And I mean, I've got a son who's got type 1 diabetes. I would love to be able to get him a new pancreas, right?
Yeah. Yep.
The idea that this is evolving the way it is, that might be something that's possible for him and all the other people, in the next 10, 20 years. So
yeah, I've got a friend who's got a 1.5-year-old and she's going to need a kidney.
Oh,
I know.
God.
And it's just, and so she's asking anybody who would be willing, we're all looking at matches and stuff like that. And kidneys are the most resilient. I think at age 2, she can take an adult kidney. I could be wrong.
Oh, really?
But that's crazy to me. And right now her kidneys are anywhere from performing at 10 to 30%, which our kidneys are so efficient that is okay right now, but it will keep going down, which I think is crazy. Because you think that a lot of people survive just fine off one kidney.
You just reminded me of something when I was a little boy.
Yeah.
And I'm not making this up. We lived, I was, I guess, about 5 or 6, something like that. And a kid that lived in our building, 1200 Spruce Place, he was sitting on the steps and he kept patting himself on his knees. And he literally thought that piece of meat was a little kid's knees. He literally thought kid knees were kid knees.
Oh, no.
Even at 5 years old, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
That must be terrifying, though, if we're talking about us having kid knees. It sounds like we steal.
Round like that.
Yeah, we're
they kind of look like they'd be at stake.
Yeah, but then it sounds terrifying. Adults have all these kid knees in them. We're
Kid knees.
stealing kid knees.
we're harvesting children so we can replace our organs.
They're kid knees, baby.
My kidneys are breaking down.
But he had a point. It's kidneys and it's kidneys. So,
That is true.
I haven't thought of that in about 1,000 years. That has not popped into my mind in years.
That's
What do
actually
you love about this?
super cute.
It is. I was looking back now as well. That must have been really cute. I thought he was a moron when I was a kid, but it's the way the life works out. All right, Pally, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, you guys have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Chris Egert, ladies and gentlemen. News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. So that'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I think so.
That's one thing about little kids that I love when they think one thing's another and they're wrong. I love when little kids do that.
I
stuff.
can't wait to hear what Go-Go, what's going on in her head. It's so funny because when she sees a dog, she goes, and we didn't know why. And then we realized she's trying to say, woof, woof.
Yeah, she's trying
We're
to
like,
bark.
why is she hyperventilating around dogs? And it was that was just like a little quirk where I go, oh my God, we have so much fun ahead of us.
It's wonderful.
She already cracks us. I mean, she's been difficult lately, but.
Well, she's your kid, so
Exactly.
You get the difficulty that comes from you passed along to her,
Could I say?
what I'm talking about.
Genetic.
Yep. All right, we do have to take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live at tombarnardshow.com or on the Tom Barnard Show app.
On MyPillow's 20-year anniversary with over 80 million pillows sold, Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in history on their MyPillows. Queen-size MyPillow's regular price is $69.98, now only $19.98, and just $10 more for king size. MyPillow's patented fill adjusts your exact individual needs to help you get the best sleep ever. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to get Mike's amazing offer on the queen-size MyPillow for only $19.98. Enter promo code TOM. In addition to this special anniversary offer on the MyPillows, you will also receive deep discounts on all MyPillow products such as bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, My Slippers, and so much more. Take advantage of the biggest sale in MyPillow's history. Go to MyPillow.com, use promo code TOM to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his MyPillow. That's MyPillow.com, promo code TOM. There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Harmon, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a six-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Barnard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine-free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made. I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. God, it's 8:52 already? Man, the day's flying by again. John, a DoorDash driver, is on the phone. How you doing, John?
I'm doing great, Tom.
I'm glad to hear it. Not a problem. We were. Are you talking about a week ago when that guy brought a $20 pizza to a woman? She tipped him $5, and he started complaining about it.
Exactly. Would you like to hear how he could possibly be upset about that?
Okay, I would love to hear it, John. Yes,
when you put it like that, John.
Well, I mean, obviously the guy we take the orders, we have to accept them, and he had to accept an order probably that drove. He had to probably drive 12 miles to deliver that pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And my first point is you can't tip a driver based on percentage. You should really be tipping based on how many miles you are from the store.
And how would you know that, though? Because I wouldn't know. I have no idea how far I am from the latest. I mean, the pizza place. I assume it'd probably be about 7-8 miles, but maybe it's further, John. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess you maybe wouldn't know. I would think, you would kind of know if you lived in Ham Lake or something. And
yeah, then, yes. Yep.
But, I mean, you just can't tip on percentage. It's like, let me.
I get what you're saying, John. But wouldn't that be an infrastructure that should be built in on DoorDash? Like, wouldn't that be the system that would need, like, if they're saying,
oh boy,
if
he goes, oh boy.
But like that's where you go. DoorDash needs to say, hey, if you want to order from here, it's going to be a $10 tip added because of the distance.
That'd be good.
Like they're the ones that are going to know the distance.
That would be wonderful, but it's not how the platform works. It's really crazy. It's very crazy. You have you don't have to take the order, but if you don't take so many loser orders, you kind of get worse orders as the day goes on.
I love loser orders. That's real nice, John.
Well, it is a loser order. Let me tell you what we get.
Okay.
We get $2 from DoorDash.
For every delivery, $2.
For every delivery.
Okay.
Plus tips. Okay. And if we don't accept like 70% of the orders, you start getting worse and worse orders. It's a merit-based incentive. So so this guy probably drove out to this place, X number of miles, probably had to do it 5 times because he's trying to get his percentage up. And he was just frustrated, and he's done now. He'll never get on that platform. You don't deal with human beings except at the restaurant and at the customer. You're really at the whim of algorithms all day long.
But John,
you can make money. But it's like, but they can also set the dials to see how cheap you will work.
Oh, really?
Well, of course they can. You begin to see it. I've been doing it about not quite 2 years now. I only go out. I'm semi-retired. I go out like 3 hours a day. And you start to see these things. You would not believe the frustration you can run into just trying to deliver food.
Like what? What happens?
Well, you go to a restaurant and they send you a text saying, "Oh, John's order is ready at Chipotle." So you go there, and it's not ready, and you're sitting there waiting.
Great.
And the restaurant has to trigger that because they want to look good to DoorDash too. And you sit there, and sometimes they'll say you can unassign from this order without penalty. If you've sat there for too long, but oftentimes you cannot. And you're like, what? Why am I sitting here? So you unassign, and then your metrics go down.
So wait, John, are you telling us that a job sucks?
It's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe that a job sucks. It's unbelievable.
I'm telling you that a job sucks.
Also, listen, John, I'm glad that you're semi-retired and you do it because you want to be able to, get out and enjoy it. 3 hours a day, totally fine. What about these people that are like 39 and they treat this like a career? What happened to these people? How come these people aren't like trying to like better their lives or get a job where they can make more to be able to afford a house or a car or better things in life? Like, why does every job have to be able to sustain a lifestyle that people aren't probably ready for? I think it's ridiculous.
I can't argue with that. I would not want to do it full time.
No.
But there are people that do, and because they don't want to work for somebody. They enjoy the flexibility.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why those jobs are supposed to suck. Tom spent one summer on a highway building those sound barriers and was like, you know what? I want to go sit in a radio station and broadcast. And he never picked up a shovel again because he found out that those jobs sucks, but these jobs are great. So you worked hard, and this is where he's sitting now. Why can't people look at these jobs like it's an end? It's a mean to an end. Like, all you need to do is get through the next 6 months while whatever it is, you're waiting for school to start. You're waiting to move into your new place. You have some money coming in. Don't treat these things like it's supposed to be your career.
Well, I can't argue with that. I guess my only point was percentage doesn't work with drivers. I'm not bringing your food from your kitchen to your table. I'm picking it up at the restaurant, driving it to your home. I know you're paying a premium for the food, but to take it out on the driver is pretty frustrating.
No, John, let me ask you a question because I tend to be a big tipper because my mother was a diner waitress for all those years, so I tend to tip more than most people.
I am as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So if I deliver a $20 pizza, I would think that if I got a 25% tip, that would be great. But from what you're saying, it doesn't turn out to be a 25% tip. Is that correct?
I guess it does, but it depends on how far you had to drive to deliver it.
Yeah, see, I would have no idea. So how can people get educated and as to how much they should be tipping? Because for me, 25, 35% tip is pretty good for most people.
I would think you would know how close the restaurants are. I mean, you have no, obviously you would think that you're getting your food from the closest part of that chain to your home. And most of the time that's the case. 90% of the time, every once in a while, it's like you have a big question mark in your head. Why am I delivering this Pizza Hut order from Champlin to Andover?
That's a hell of a haul right there.
It is.
At that point, I think I would, if I found out you drove that long, I would be like, it'd be okay if you took a piece for yourself while you're driving.
Yeah. Well, there
go
you go.
ahead and
Oh, my
have
God.
a snack.
Okay, so John,
Oh my God! Don't tell the drivers to do that.
All right, I won't.
So we're
That's
all
the last thing.
So we're all better off, instead of judging that, hey, I should tip them 25%, I should tip them 35%, whatever. So, like I said, I'm assuming that the place I order delivery, because we have two pizza places in our neighborhood. One you have to pick up from, and the other one delivers. The Red Savoy delivers. I've known those guys forever. They used to deliver to my house in Golden Valley. They now deliver to the house in Edina. I don't know how far it is. So should I know exactly how far? And okay, let's say it's 8 miles from my house. On a $20 order, how much should I tip, John?
$8.
$8.
Even if you said, okay, I know DoorDash is paying for the first 2 miles, you tip $6. You know, that's a good order. It's like, okay, if you're making $1 a mile, you know, you're making money. You can probably pull in $20 an hour and pay for the operation of your vehicle. But there's so many people that are ordering food. I don't know why they do it. They can't. Obviously, where they live, they're paying a premium for delivery food, and you wonder why they do it. And you think, geez, you know, I know you can't afford to tip, but you really probably can't afford to pay the extra, and you pay more for the food.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am very real. I think have had maybe food delivered to our house maybe once, because both me and Justin will run out and grab it. That's not a big deal to us.
So now John's out of a job because
that was
of
what
you.
I was just going to say.
Way to go.
John, I was going to be honest, is this actually makes me even more reluctant to use it if I'm accidentally slighting somebody because I don't know the mileage. And I don't mean this in a mean way, but like what the parameters you're putting on it, I don't think I would use DoorDash with knowing that a 25% tip might be pissing somebody off.
But the good news is, if you did get a pizza delivered to Andover from Shakopee, you'd have to call the bank first to get a loan to pay the tip.
Also, it'd be cool by the time I want to take a bite.
It'd be so nice and warm when it got to your house.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, some of us do things to keep your food warm.
Yeah.
There is that.
Are you sitting on my pizza box?
I was going to say, I don't want to know what you're doing. I'd rather have it come cold, John.
I'm using heat pads. Honest to God, I'm not sitting on your pizza.
So, John, where do you deliver to in general? Is there one neighborhood you kind of deliver to more than others?
I'm in the Anoka area.
Oh, yeah, okay. Excellent. A lot of good places up there.
You know, so we're kind of spread out, and we can really get some stinger orders that you would not believe. But and what I'm saying is it's incredible. Like I'm usually a 70th percentile, and they call us top dashers because you're in the 70th percentile.
Yeah.
But then you get like a string of orders that are like, oh my God, I'm not going 8 miles for $2. Suddenly you're down in the 60th percentile, and oh my God, the orders just get worse and worse. And you're driving 100 miles to make $70, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, I got to understand that, John. Thank you for being honest with us. Thanks for calling in, because I never even considered that you should know how far the person's driving.
No, I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's hard to tip on a percentage for delivery. I get it.
John, call back again, Pally, and get my pizza over here right now. Damn it!
I'll get it there as fast as I can and as hot as I can.
Okay, thanks, John.
Promise.
Have a good day, sir.
Bye, you too.
Bye-bye. John calling in, be educating us on how. I never even considered that cost of. First of all, okay, let's say you do drive 10 miles to deliver a pizza. How much gas are you burning?
This is all great questions. Like the price of gas right now, everything. Then they talk about
$4 or
your
something,
car
isn't it?
maintenance and things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you take it, so 10 miles, you figure the average, tank of gas. Most cars get what, 22, 24 miles
they
to the
that
gallon,
much?
maybe something like that. So you
Really?
figure, start doing the math. Probably $2-3 maybe to get you over there.
Yeah, probably, and back.
And then the pizza's cold.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
No, I mean, I experienced that many days.
No, you don't want that.
And how much did you tip?
Well,
Seabiscuit in the fifth.
usually,
Your tip right there,
That's
pal.
your heads, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this much.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tip the Uber driver today, even though he took me on a tour of Minneapolis.
So you got to experience it. How often are you taking Uber?
A lot.
And so you took an Uber over here this morning.
Yeah, and it's a 3-minute ride, but it turned out to be 16 minutes today.
Why?
Well, the construction, the endless construction on my street, confused the driver.
Oh, okay.
Then he took a right turn just like 1 block too soon. Then we wound up in a part of St. Louis Park that I've never seen before.
That's good news.
Yeah, it was a nice area, though, I have to say. Lovely, very middle-class area. And I thought about getting out there and just I could have walked from there except for the fact that there were no sidewalks, and I probably would have been struck by a pickup truck
Yeah,
going
you don't need
90
that.
miles an hour. So.
You don't need that.
No, so I just hung in there. There was a communication issue.
You mean from culture to culture?
It was just yeah. I mean, it's a language thing. That's all.
Abielba.
It's interesting because yesterday I took an Uber to a provider, as we like to say, and one of my many eye guys, and I wore a mask because I was reading all about the new COVID thing,
Sure.
the EG 0.5, and
So
but
there's a new COVID now?
it's a strain. It's
How
a
much
new
are they
strain.
making off of this one?
Well, what you mean the hospitals or?
I'm talking about all of them.
Because there's a lot of hospitalizations going on here, but this is a strain that they say is more contagious but less fatal. So we'll see. But I didn't need the mask at all with the Uber. It was totally spick and span, clean, and all that. And then I got to the provider and went into the waiting room where I would say there were 25 people, and I would say maybe 12 or 13 were sneezing or coughing.
Oh, God.
Well, they were all sick.
That was a
and,
dream come
and the
true.
person there who was sneezing and coughing the most, that was the person at the front desk.
Oh, that's nice.
Sneezed. I was a foot away when she sneezed, and no mask for her, and no covering the mouth. Nothing.
Nothing.
No. Mm-mm.
I suppose that'll happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm here. It's been a rough. It really hasn't been that tough, But I mean, not by global standards, I can't complain.
Yeah, okay, but you can wear your damn tiger hat in here to piss me off. You can do that.
Well, the Tigers, I mean, I'm riding the surging team right now. No,
Detroit.
No, the Twins.
Nice surge.
Twins have no issues there. They will win the division. Look at Cleveland. Cleveland make sure they lose every time the Twins lose.
Yeah, they do. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. I will tell you this, and I am absolutely 100% convinced. Oh, as a matter of fact, Judd's going to jump on, so I'm going to wait until Judd does pop up.
Good.
Because I just want to make a point, because I did realize something yesterday. There's Judd Zulgad from SKOR North.
Good morning, everyone.
We're just now getting to the topic of the Twins game because Mike Gelfand walked in wearing a Detroit Tigers hat.
Which he often sports.
Yes, this is my favorite cap, and as I have said before, I like the Detroit Tigers merch because they're so bad that it's always on sale.
Yeah, you can get it cheap. That's
Nobody
very
wants
true.
it.
Very, very true. But I am now convinced 100%. Because I've been, wavering a little bit here, and then I defended, then I did, and all the rest of it. Rocco's got to go. I'm sorry. The way he handles that pitching staff is disgusting.
Well, of course, your favorite pitcher took the L yesterday.
Was it Jax
Yeah.
again?
Mhm.
He sucks.
I know.
That guy's terrible.
I shouldn't have got you started, but
No, I was trying to watch the game because we were headed up. We had a function with Hubbard last night, and so I didn't get to finish watching the game. So the Twins were still up, I think 4-3 when I left.
Oh yeah.
They were up 4-3. They were up 4-0. at the beginning, and then gave up 8 straight runs without scoring another run.
That's bad, yeah.
It was terrible, but I'm sorry, but the way they handle it, Jax, first of all, should not be in the major leagues. The guy's terrible.
Well, they go through a lot of arms.
Yeah, they do.
This is modern baseball.
Yeah, good point.
Typically, you need like 5 relievers in a game.
Well, that's what they're averaging, right? Is 5.
Well, I think they had 5 yesterday.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah, they probably are at 5. Like so. This is Mike is right. Like you go through, you've essentially often have after the starter comes out a guy an inning, if not more. It feels like.
Yeah.
But Tom, I'm with you on Baldelli. In fact, I said this. I think it was back in July or so. There's so many things that bug me. And one of them is also just the flat out lack of accountability. Like this team is so up and down. Yep. And when's the last time you saw a guy make, and you've seen this, but when's the last time that you saw a Twins player make a stupid mistake and get taken out of the game for it?
No, you're right.
I can't remember the last time. And I'm not saying that you got to be a dictator, but I am saying that your job as a manager is at least to have some form of accountability. And, you could screw up on the bases. You can screw up in the field. I don't remember the last time that I saw Rocco take a guy out and say, you know what, that's enough.
No, he treats these guys like he's a kindergarten teacher.
That's correct.
Everybody gets a blue ribbon.
Look, I have to go through this, I own this show, so I have to be kind of like not the manager, but kind of like got to tell people what to do. And, Jax is a pitcher for the Twins. Reminds me a lot of, like, working with Brittany.
I was sitting here waiting for it.
He was waiting for it the whole time,
As soon as he started saying, I'm the manager of this team, I was like, and he hasn't pulled me, but he should. I got no pitches left in me, Tom.
All I know is that Tom looked, like, over her head into the far distance, and then he tapped his right shoulder.
It's got on the right hand there.
It's time to...
That's so funny because I was not looking at her. I avoided eye contact, but I could see her on the screen, and she's like, you're going after me.
I know.
As soon as he said manager of this team, I went...
As the owner of this show.
Immediately was, he's coming after me again.
Yeah. Where's my... I need a bench. Let me go sit on the bench.
But it breaks my heart.
Why are we coaching? Why are we coaching adults? And they're young adults, but who cares? These guys are in their 20s at the very least. Why are we treating them like we treat Babe Ruth kids, Little League kids?
Yeah,
like, this is what
right.
They're making millions of dollars. They are making millions of dollars, and if they screw up, there has to be some form of, you know what, you screwed up. Here's what we're going to do. That's what I don't get. Like this whole societal thing now that starts when kids are young. Of let's have as many tournaments as possible to award, award ribbons. Like,
it's terrible.
They're adults.
I coached Little League for many, many years, and it was like I started with my kids when they were in T-ball. So the kids would swing and they'd hit the rubber tube,
Sure.
And then they'd put the ball back in the tube. They'd hit the rubber tube again. And then the next time the kid would hit the rubber tube, but the ball would go forward. So the kid would run to first base and the parents would be there. Nice swing, Jimmy. And I would have to walk over to the parents and I'd say, let's save the praise for when he actually hits the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. Because this is a very low bar that you're setting, and this is not good for anyone.
You're right.
So do you think maybe it is a tactic? Like he's not just soft-hearted. He just read somewhere that this is like I know it's not an effective tactic, but like, do you think that was some sort of new age thing he read, or?
You should pronounce that word correctly, attack tick, because it sounds like you're attacking a dick.
Well,
attack dick.
That's later. That's another show I'm on.
That's a different.
You can see me on OnlyFans. There's a paywall on that one.
And she makes a lot of cash off that, Tom. So don't rip it.
Okay, sorry.
All I know is that my eyes opened for the first time.
I know. I saw that. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's what I think it is I think it's just his personality. Yeah,
okay.
And like I remember the time when he praised Sano and he said, what what wonderful things Sano was doing when he
that's
agreed.
right.
He agreed to go from third base to first base.
Yeah.
Well, this is a guy who should not have been in the major leagues, who should have been gone 7 years earlier.
Should have never, ever
And
made
he's
it to the major
praising
leagues.
him because he's willing to play first base.
Where's he now?
He's in the Dominican somewhere.
No,
I think.
he's not even in the
He's
major
not
league.
playing. Like, I can't find him.
He's terrible.
Yeah, it,
But I
it
mean,
would be
I
hard
can't even
to.
find him in like independent league baseball. This is the damnedest thing.
Yeah.
I think he's not playing baseball
No,
now.
I don't
which,
think he is. I think he's
which
in the
scares me.
Dominican doing something.
Which scares me because if he's not playing baseball, he's probably 380 right now, minimum.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Mr. Goodyear. Yep.
Mr. Goodyear, that's
Finding
nice.
Mr. Goodyear, could
That's
that be a
really
new
nice.
movie?
I'd watch that.
You know, we got to take a break here, but when we come back, I haven't brought this up to Mike yet, but it came up this morning. We're going to, Judd, you'll be exposed to an interview that Mike Gelfand once did, and there's a very specific word that ties into the interview, and I won't say what it is yet, but you're going to want to be here when Mike tells the story of this guy's name. Okay, we'll be right back. The MinnesotaFatLoss.com program has been helping me reach my goals all summer. I feel fantastic, and the weight loss hasn't been hard. I don't feel hungry. I have a great deal of energy, and I'm getting close to my ultimate fat loss goal. The MN Fat Loss team really has discovered the secret to weight loss. I lost about a pound of fat every day. I did the first 60 days in the maintenance program, and now I went back to the weight loss program to get my ultimate goal. It's great to have these kind of results in such a short amount of time, of course. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, that's about a pound of fat every day. No exercise required, by the way. To schedule your free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com. Results may vary. Be sure to tell the team at mnfatloss.com that Tom Barnard sent you. On MyPillow's 20-year anniversary with over 80 million pillows sold, Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in history on their MyPillows. Queen-size MyPillow's regular price is $69.98, now only $19.98, and just $10 more for king-size. MyPillow's patented fill adjusts your exact individual needs to help you get the best sleep ever. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to get Mike's amazing offer on the queen-size MyPillow for only $19.98. Enter promo code TOM. In addition to this special anniversary offer on the MyPillows, you will also receive deep discounts on all MyPillow products such as bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, My Slippers, and so much more. Take advantage of the biggest sale in MyPillow's history. Go to MyPillow.com, use promo code TOM to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his MyPillow. That's MyPillow.com, promo code TOM. Hi, this is Tommy B. My friends at Niemeyer Trailer Sales at their Albertville location off Interstate 94 would like to extend a special offer going on now through the Minnesota State Fair. Along with everything you can buy on a stick at the Great Minnesota Sweat Together, you should have some cool incentives with a State Fair deal when you purchase an RV from Niemeyer's Albertville location. How's this sound? Receive a free exterior ceramic coat and NanoCure interior treatment. These coatings provide a durable, long-lasting shield against dirt, water, and UV rays, and basically extend the life of your RV to keep it looking newer and lasting longer. It's a $2,000 value, free with purchase if you get an RV from Niemeyer's by September 5th in Albertville only. Plus great deals on their campers at both Albertville and Elko New Market, now through the end of State Fair. Take your passion on the road with Niemeyer Trailer Sales and see my guys and gals at Niemeyer's and look at what they got at Niemeyers.com. That's Niemeyers.com, Niemeyers.com. Your State Fair deals end on September 5th. Oh, and tell them Tommy sent you. Hi, this is Tom Barnard here for Power Lodge and Miller Marine. Attention all power sports enthusiasts. This August, we invite you to celebrate with Power Lodge as we hit a major milestone, 25 years of bringing action and excitement to Minnesota as your go-to destination for all things marine and power sports. Each of our locations will host a local community appreciation day. Join us in Brainerd, Ramsey, Onamia, or Sauk Rapids as we roll out the red carpet with delicious food, amazing prizes, fantastic giveaways, and unbeatable special pricing. We'll be raffling off a variety of Polaris ATVs and snow snowmobiles. Check out PowerLodge.com for event dates nearest you. Throughout August, we've got something special planned. Follow us on social media as we unveil 25 days of deals on the latest off-road and on-road vehicles, boats, and supplies from the top brands in power sports. That's right, 25 days of back-to-back incredible offers. You won't want to miss this. So mark your calendars and get in on the action during our 25th anniversary. Power Lodge, where your adventure begins. We are back 9:21 now, 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. It is windy and 64 right now. I'm glad I wore this top. Windy and 64
I couldn't
is
believe
chilly.
how cold it was when I stepped outside.
I'm telling you, man, it was chilly, no question about it. Mike Gelfand's in studio. He told me a story years and years and years ago when we were both at the Q, that he was out doing interviews, I believe, for your TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it was for your TV show. That was on, what, Channel 4?
It was on every channel.
It was on every channel, okay.
I mean, from what, we were like on 7 different channels.
Were you really?
Well, we were on a lot because we were on the old Midwest Sports Channel.
Oh, that's right.
Which later became Fox Sports and Valley Sports, whatever. And it was great, and everything was really running smooth. We were getting rave reviews. We'd been on there for a couple of years, and then they got rid of the guy who hired me, who was a wonderful guy. Bill Craig was his name.
Oh, Bill Craig, I remember him.
Yeah, a nice guy, and he was really cool. And then we got the accountant instead, and the accountant.
Oh yeah, that's a thrill.
And he obliterated the whole channel. It took him like 10 days.
I know.
And so then we went over to. I think we went to channel 23 after that.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, and there was a nice guy there, hired us. And then after about a year and a half, he said, "Boys, I watched the show last night." I said, "Yeah, oh, good. Did you like it?" And he said, "Well, I thought it was one of those panel discussion shows, and like you guys didn't even talk about sports."
Well, it'll happen.
So he didn't actually fire us, but what he did was he sold the station to a group of fundamental Christians. And so like we saw in the news that this fundamental Christian group had bought the station, and so I never called anyone. I never said, "Well, I guess we're out of here now." We just immediately drove over to the station and took all our set. We broke down our set and
took it home.
And took it home.
Yeah.
There was never any communication with the new people.
No, why would you?
No, they didn't call us. We didn't call them. And then we started kind of doing a dance to other stations.
I get a call one day from Mr. Gelfand. He goes, "Tommy, I need some. I might need a ride to the hospital from you. I think I'm going to lose it." I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, I know I'm just kind of depressed." I said, "What are you depressed about?" He had just completed an interview with a guy named Putnam, and Mr. Putnam was a clown. Oh, now he remembers. Now he remembers. What about you? Were so beside yourself about what his because clowns have a name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got a bozo and all the rest of them. So we turn it over to Mike interviewing a clown whose real name is Mr. Putnam.
Putnam the clown.
Yep. Except he didn't use that name.
No, he didn't.
He still can't talk about it. I love this.
Well, the thing is, it turned out that the clown was perfectly happy, but I was crying on the inside.
I know you were. I witnessed it.
Yeah.
And why were you crying on the inside, Mike?
Because that's what clowns do.
You know what? What was the clown's name? His clown name?
Was it Mr. Putz?
Putz the clown.
Putz the clown. There it was. Yes. Yes. I knew it was right. I knew the word Putz was there. Yeah.
Did this ever make it to air?
Oh, I believe it. Oh, it did many times on the radio. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Really?
Did that interview ever appear on TV?
I don't think so.
I don't think it did.
Wow. So there's actual, because I was looking for it online to see if I could find some audio, but I couldn't find any. But I'd love to hear it.
Some of the best stuff we did was ordered to be demolished by the one of the general managers.
Sure.
And that's why you can't find the poultry barn interview.
Oh, you can't find that either.
No,
That's right.
No,
That's right.
The GM ordered it erased.
Why?
Well, I
He's a putz. That's why.
Well, because
Thank you
I
very
think
much.
I think that maybe it was because I was in the poultry barn, and I was interviewing the 85-year-old head of the poultry barn. He'd been like in charge of the poultry barn for like 50 years or something, and I just had a nice discussion with him, and I said, well, I see so many of these, so many wonderful birds in here, but what about those two cocks over there? And it just kind of went from there.
I thought it was hilarious.
And then I went down the road of obscenity, for which to this day I'm very ashamed of myself.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah,
You seem apologetic.
Like I shouldn't have asked him to describe to me. I said, well, those two cocks are so big. Is it diet? Is it DNA? What's going on? And then it just went downhill from there. And he did
This
not.
is YouTube gold. This should still be around. I could watch it tonight with a few beers and laugh my ass off.
And it was so perfect because of the fact that he just played. I mean, he didn't play it straight. He never got any innuendo. But then of course after that, I was ordered to be. They put up a picture of me on the door there, and said I wasn't allowed in anymore. I was kicked out of the poultry barn. For life. So then the following year, I put on a little bit of I kind of, I didn't have a fake mustache or anything, but I kind of dressed much differently, and I kind of sneaked into the poultry barn. And then I hid under a huge cage of hens as I did my bit there. And like you could barely hear me because of the crowing going on.
God.
God, those were the days. Honest to God, though. So you did look at those two big cocks and Putz the Clown
Putz
in
the
the
Clown.
same week.
Yeah.
Nothing but
You'd be a
penis
star
news.
on TikTok. Like if you did that now on TikTok, that stuff you would be making significant money off of that bit.
Oh, God, I wish. Yeah, I know. If I'd only waited about 20 years.
I know, right?
Yeah. Did this take place at the state fair?
Yeah, state fair.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that, yeah.
So when I toured the state fair with Gelfand for when he was on air at KQ, most places won't even let us near it.
Really?
Yeah. When I would go, because we would go in the morning, and that was the time that I peed in the Go Girl on air. But a lot of times it was like we'd walk up and they're like, no, we're not Gelfand, no. It was so
Way to go,
funny. I was like,
Gelfand.
I've never been kicked out of anything at the state fair, and here I am blacklisted because I'm rolling with Mike.
And here I was.
That's a badge of honor.
Yeah, here I was like begging the snake guy to let me in, right? As if I was going to go down that road with the snake guy.
Yeah.
You were so proud of it. Just admit to it. This is a. I mean, to be kicked out of places at the state fair would be one of the most awesome things you could possibly achieve.
It was funny because of course it was a little before this, but eventually, of course, they weren't kicking out gang members, but they were kicking out me.
Mm-hmm. It's okay if you beat the piss out of somebody.
Yeah, but don't make fun of the state fair.
Yeah, it's true. That's very accurate, actually. You're absolutely right about that.
And then there came the inevitable day. I was getting ready to leave. I tried to get out of there by about 9:25, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in, I'm out, and I didn't get out soon enough this day. And a guy on one of the midway rides vomited on me.
Was it me?
No.
Oh,
And it could have been a critic. I don't know. It was probably just some guy who got a little bit sick. I must say, I didn't take the full impact.
Oh, that's good. You
But
got
it
the
only-
ricochet.
no,
kinda.
but it only took one ort to freak me out.
Yeah, Jesus. I want to talk. Stop talking to me.
Sorry.
Putz the Clown once again. You got talking. But look at the size of those cocks over there, and Putz the Clown. You were on fire that week.
It's the state fair. It's a cauldron of humor.
Yeah, well, I imagine you could go back now. We should grab a camera at some point next week and have you walk around there. I think it'd be hilarious.
Last time we went, we were talking to somebody who runs one of the carnival rides, and he kept referring to himself as a carny, and then we were like asking them questions. And then we had somebody call in so mad and goes, "You can't call them carnies."
Why not?
And they were like, the guy was like, "I call myself a carny." It was just such a different vibe.
What's wrong with carny? It's a guy who works at a carnival.
I don't know.
I think the problem is that a lot of people don't have carny knowledge.
Yes, it's
Thank
true.
you. Thank you very much. Little sex joke thrown in. Now we're talking. Carny knowledge. You should write a book called Carny Knowledge.
It wouldn't be bad.
It'd be a good book.
Maybe I'll make a chapter out of it.
I was going to say we should give that to Reena Calm, our the comedian we had on was all about puns this morning.
Yeah, she was. She was all about puns, no question. Is it true, by the way, since you brought up the word carnal, is it true that the F-bomb came from for use of carnal knowledge? Is that true? That's what I've always heard, that's where that word came from. For use, and they would just put the initials up for use of the codes without and carnal knowledge. I wonder if that's true or not.
I don't know. The movie was pretty good.
You like the movie?
It was a good movie.
The Big F.
Yeah.
Big F movie.
It was fine.
Hey, it works for me. Whatever. But I think you should probably go to the State Fair again this year. Do some walking up and down the streets, doing some interviews.
That's a great idea.
Think they'll let you in now after all these years?
They'll let me in, obviously.
Oh, that's good.
I don't have any hair anymore. Then I had some hair.
I don't think Mike would let himself in.
I was going to say, I think...
Kind of the feeling
Wait.
Yeah.
With the Hubbard shuttle, though, this would be seamless for
Judd?
Mike. This would be so. Like, we're not talking about can you go please park 8 miles away in someone's yard.
Judd.
This is a very simple in and out. I think this can be done simply, Brittany.
Well, it can, because I always went over there with Jerry. You know Jerry.
Sure, I love Jerry.
Jerry was one of our what is the official title? Promotion assistants or something like that.
He was the intern of all interns.
Yeah,
he was a permanent intern.
A lifetime intern. And Jerry knew everybody at the fair.
Yeah.
Like people would see us coming. The first thing, like a security guy would see me and he'd say, "Get the hell out of here!" And then they'd see Jerry. "Hey, Jerry, come on in."
Yeah, so we'd get pretty much parked.
Oh, Jerry knew everybody at
on
the
the Midway
fair.
Because Jerry had wheels and deals. He was handing these things in packages with other people.
Yeah.
Jerry always goes. I'm going to tell you this, Judd. Gelfand just told us about how he almost left his appointment because the receptionist was coughing. So I don't know if you understand what the State Fair is like.
Well, there's during the COVID thing, and I can wear a mask, I guess.
All right.
And I see what I worry about. This is like that terrible dream that everyone has, and what I used to have when
still in radio.
Well, no, it's
dream?
like when I was doing a few things on stage, and I'd have to memorize all my lines. Every actor, I'm not an actor, but every actor has this.
I thought you were an actor.
Well,
you took acting class.
A very bad one, yes.
Oh, okay.
But I was in a few plays and things.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what would happen is, it's just every actor has this dream, is that 3 months later in this dream, someone says, "Well, you got to go back and do another show." And of course, you've forgotten all your lines and you panic.
Yeah.
And then you wake up in a cold sweat. So this is kind of the way I feel about this. Do I still have?
This is for the art, though, man. This is for the art.
No.
I mean, I
good
think
point.
I think it's worth a shot.
Well, I'll look into it.
I'll tell you what, though. You know what we can do? Because I have wireless microphones, we could get you mic'd up, and then you walk around. You don't actually have to stick a microphone in people's faces. I think you just go around and start conversations with regular people, and it will pick up both your conversations. Because then people won't feel like they have to be on. They'll just feel like they're having a conversation with a guy, and that would be so money.
Yeah, and what I used to do is I would just do it with the cell phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it worked pretty well, because you know how cell phones they drown out exterior noise.
Right.
And so one day I was at Mystic Lake, and they would never allow anyone in there and do a broadcast.
No.
But I'm just talking into the phone. And so I was doing sort of like my version of a stand-up, and I see a couple of security guys, and they're running around. And while I'm on the phone, a security guy taps me on the shoulder and says, "Did you see some radio guy around here? There's some radio guy. Have you seen him?" I said, "No, I haven't seen him. No,
I haven't seen him at all."
What are you talking? What?
Yeah, fun time.
What do you? Oh, I have a question. This is going back a couple of minutes ago, but is Jerry Ukrainian?
Yeah.
I thought he was Ukrainian.
And they'll inform you immediately that he's Ukrainian.
No, I thought that was true, though, but I didn't even consider that going through.
I still remember, so Jerry was this big guy and always called me little buddy, get in the car, little buddy.
Get in the car, little buddy.
And I'd be like, all right. So it was always like me and Jerry. It
Great
was
guy.
such a funny
Great guy.
combo, because it was like, I was hungover showing up, and he's like, all right, we got some stops to make. Be here 20 minutes early. I'm like, all right. So we'd get in the car, little buddy, and we'd drive around. He'd stop at this little tiny church, and he walks in and talks to these old ladies.
Yeah.
Gets a bag of pierogies.
Oh.
And he's like, these are gonna fix you, little buddy.
Oh.
And sure enough,
Pierogies.
Eating these like pierogies that these ladies made in the church basement.
Love it.
And he would make these rounds, and I'd never
Well,
experienced
that's probably
anything
where his
like that.
dad was a priest, right?
I don't even know. I mean, he would just make these rounds. He knew everybody. He would, and it was just so, being with him was like so funny because he would know people, where to park. He would know where to go. He would know what
always,
events.
yeah.
I loved Jerry.
And Jerry, the thing about Jerry was he went along with any joke at all.
He did.
So eventually, of course,
Yep.
the joke was him.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how cruel I am. And
I do, yes.
Yeah, and so Jerry, Jerry was always looking for a babe, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
that's true.
Yep.
And so
He was always looking for a girlfriend.
yeah. So one day we were. He got to go to Vegas one year.
Oh, that's
So
right.
he was.
Took the bus with me to Vegas.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were on the bus.
With Jerry to Vegas.
And
Oh,
that's where I said what goes in Jerry's pants stays in Jerry's pants.
Yeah, this is true.
And you
that's a good
couldn't say
line.
that about a lot of guys.
No, that's true.
Pierogi and all.
But Jerry thought it was very
Pierogi and
funny.
all.
Oh, I still remember we were all so hungover driving back from
Oh, yes.
Vegas in this big bus, and he goes,
Did you get in an accident?
"No, our bus broke down."
Oh, it broke down. That's what it was. I knew it was something.
He goes, "Don't worry, little buddy, I got it." And he has this box set of 2.5 Men, and from then on out, all I could hear, feeling nauseous in the back of the car, is men. We just watched like 40 episodes of 2.5 Men, and to this day, I can't even hear that without going, "Ugh." Oh, it's so bad.
How did a bus trip to Vegas even work? My God, that sounds like the worst idea in the history of man.
Oh, it's terrible. But I was 22, 23.
Why did we do that?
I think it was
It was a budget decision, right?
Yeah, I think it was a more affordable way of some people could fly and some people could take this, and they wrote it off as an experience.
It's hard enough flying home from there.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
We were so hungover. Oh my God. I mean, just green. We all looked like hell, and then it broke down, and we were all just sitting on the side of like at a desert stop. It
Think we should do a Vegas show for this show?
No, I
Why
do
not?
I do not.
Because that's one good thing about podcasting. You don't have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and do a morning show. You do the show whenever you want.
Because I say we just, okay, and I actually do love Vegas.
That's right. Vegas is a great time.
I've had a lot of fun in Vegas. I say we do one around here, Treasure Island.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's Vegas and then there's everything else.
I know, but
There
I'm
you
just
go.
saying, like, why not proof of concept and have anybody who wants to come where we're near be able to go? Because not everybody can run off to Vegas.
Vegas is kind of like the state fair. We can tie these
It is,
two together.
yeah, that's true.
Because at the state fair, for example, you have the deep fried candy bars, right? And so you take a bite and you say, "Wow, this is good." And then you take the second bite and you say, "Well, it's not bad." And then you take the third bite and say, "What the hell?
What am I
never had
doing
one
with
of
my
those.
life?"
Is it-
But
is
that's
it bad?
like I say, the first bite's okay.
Never had
It's
one.
it's like most relationships, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, this
Yes.
is fantastic. I wish I'd met her earlier, and then like, I got to get out of here.
Dream come true.
And that's what Vegas is like. You know, the first 6 hours are gold, and then the next 6 hours are like silver.
I did have fun there, though, man.
I do
Three
love Vegas.
3 days. 3 days
Oh,
tops.
3 days, that's a lot. I say about 26 hours.
Yeah.
And then get the hell out of there.
And then get on that plane. Okay.
It's a way to
I'm
do
fine
it.
with that.
Yeah, I got to be back there in September. And when I usually go, I go in, I fly in Thursday. I get there at 4 o'clock, and I'm on the flight the next day at 6:15.
Yeah.
Sun Country has
Oh,
them,
good
and it's
call.
the best way to do it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Judd, what time you got to be out?
I got to go. I got to
thought
go
so.
right now.
I thought so.
I apologize.
No. I'm sick of you just turning your back on us. You know.
I love you guys. You know that. I'll
I
see you
love
on.
you
We'll talk Twins again on Tuesday. I'm sure in a very positive way.
Oh,
Sure,
I hate to be
should
very.
be. I won't be there to negativity-eyes the thing.
Oh, negativity eyes. I like
I was
that.
worried
I
for a
was
while.
trying to
Pittsburgh
come up
Pirates,
with a new word.
Mike.
Pittsburgh
What's that?
Pirates,
Pirates
baby.
coming into town.
Oh, well, of course that might mean they go 0-3, right?
Of course, anything's
A
possible
bad
with this
team
collection.
like that, they sink to the occasion.
4-0 to 8-4. I still can't believe. When I left the house, they were up 4-0.
I was shocked when I
like, what?
I didn't bother to turn the game on. I thought, well, they got this one.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's
Never
Detroit.
assume. See you later.
All
Bye.
right, thanks, Bally. Judd, Zulgad, ladies and gentlemen, SKOR North. Yeah, that team's very big. It's gotten to the point that I just can't watch a whole game. I just can't do it. No, I am strictly and solidly in the corner now with all the other people. Rocco's got to go. He has no idea what the hell he's doing. I'm sorry.
It's not that I disagree, but I just think the whole thing about the fish rotting from the head.
Well, that's true.
I just think you got to go to the top.
You do. They got to go out and get some people, but you can't. The guy you brought him up already. You cannot keep sending Jackson to games you're winning because he loses every damn one of them.
Well,
God.
There's always a tremendous amount of regression in the bullpen.
Yes.
After the All-Star break, that's
right.
when it's truly a break. It's a breakdown, and it happens every year. And and the Twins relief pitchers, they don't pitch any more innings than any other teams, but it happens all around the league.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing scores starting to bloat because of 8th and 9th inning breakdowns. And the guy who was your closer. First half of the season, he comes in and he goes 1, 2, 3. He's the guy now getting pelted with home runs in the 9th inning.
Yep. I just still can't. Weren't they up like? Somebody told me they were up like 4-2 in the 8th inning.
Yeah, wasn't there like a? I mean, I would know, but I wasn't home at the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
But I think there wasn't there like a 7-run inning.
Was there really?
Oh, it's baseball. There's a lot of 7-run innings once you get into August and in September.
Yeah,
really,
true. That's true.
There's a total breakdown by the time you get to the 7th or 8th inning.
We only got a couple of minutes to go before a break here, but so I have a question for you about this whole deal. Do you think it's this box that we see now behind the plate that the ball's hardly ever in that strike zone? It is if they throw it right down the middle, but the ball can be as much as it looks to be 6-7 inches outside the box, and it's still called a strike. Why are they putting that box up there?
I think to show how bad the umpires are.
I guess that's the only thing I could think of is to show just how stupid these people are.
This is a baseball plan so that we will all accept the robo umpire.
Oh, you think when you get the robo umpire?
Oh, it's inevitable.
It is, isn't it?
And by the way, you also see sometimes how good the umpires are. I have to say.
Well, that's true.
I'm amazed at how good a lot of the umpires are. And then, of course, just like the relief pitchers, the umpires break down in the 8th inning because they've seen 300 baseballs.
Right? Your eyes can only handle so much.
Yeah.
We do have a question. We have to fit one more question in from a listener about the
Nope,
State
you're
Fair.
out of the mix. Forget it.
Well, first off, somebody asked when we're going to be at the State Fair. And,
a week from Saturday.
Yep, August 26th from 10 to 11 at Carousel Park. And then, good morning, Britt. Ask Gelfand if he remembers covering the largest hot dog at the State Fair.
Largest, I vaguely, I don't remember it as much as when I always every year covered the state's largest steer.
I remember that.
That was an evergreen.
I remember that.
Yeah, but I'm just vaguely remember the largest hot dog thing.
Would you eat a hot dog?
No.
I didn't think so.
But I would take a bite.
Yeah.
I could not see Gelfand eating a hot dog.
Me neither.
No way.
That sodium would kill you.
Hey, and Lou Gelfand told me, he said, this is just, you're eating pig lips. Don't do this.
Mm-hmm. It is pig lips.
You guys don't ruin hot dogs for me. I love hot dogs. Okay?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Like, just let me have something. A good hot dog on the grill is so good.
And now with the traffic, here's Pig Lips Moran.
I've been called worse.
Me too.
By you today.
By you today, Tom. That's really good. No question about it. So yeah, what the hell? Yeah, hot dog. I'm not a huge hot dog guy myself.
I wouldn't do one at the State Fair, not because I don't want to. That's one of those I can actually make on a grill at home, so it doesn't feel like I need to do a hot dog. Corn dog maybe, but like a good hot dog on the grill.
Minor league baseball games. That's the best tasting hot dog ever. Absolutely.
Yeah, a St. Paul Saints dog for sure.
We had every now and then someone would try to encourage me to have a Little League hot dog. The Little League, most of the Little Leagues, they have a little concession stand.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
And but then as I became a veteran coach there, what I realized was that a lot of the hot dogs people were eating had been in a freezer from the previous summer.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's a great idea.
Probably not.
But then again, it's like with considering what's in them, I guess they probably never go stale.
Probably be fine.
They probably didn't even have to freeze them.
You might be right. You don't even have to freeze it, damn.
Dude, there was a sneeze so loud just
I know.
now.
What the hell?
That, like,
where was that
I
from?
thought it was Rudy. It was so loud. I
No.
thought he turned his mic off. I look at him, and I was going to say, bless you. But, like, that, you guys,
Well, who the
somebody's,
hell is somebody else out there?
somebody's dead in the hallway.
Yeah, that must have come from like 2 floors up. That was the
Man, that
loudest
was
sneeze
loud.
I've ever
Achoo!
I'm telling you, it's the EG 0.5.
Is that what it is?
I got a family member with COVID right now.
Well, it's there. I
Not
know.
anyone I've been around.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I may have been around 20 of them yesterday.
Yeah,
so.
well.
Well, great. I'm glad you're both here in Studio
I
A
just
with
said
me.
I wasn't around them. But I have warned you that I have a
I'll be
one-year-old.
hawking up a lung.
I have a 1-year-old in daycare, and I am scared that means I'm going to kill you and Rudy at some point, and Gelfand.
Probably true.
You think you're scared?
I know.
And I might kill you first, actually.
With your hands.
Be totally
Murder.
different. It's murder. That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
you see, Tom would strangle you. Me, I'd hire someone.
I actually
With a
see
Garrett?
that's like
Yeah.
such a personality thing, 1,000%.
What?
Yeah, you would. He doesn't even do his own work.
No.
Gelfand
No,
doesn't even
typical.
hires out.
Typical.
Can't even passionately look me in the eyes as my life is drained out of them.
Yeah, way to go, Gelfand.
Come on.
Well, she's deeply hurt. Look at her.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, you're sad. You just shamed me.
Oh yeah, which also gives you more reason to hire.
This is going to be a
him.
rough final 3 minutes.
We are going to take a break and come back with those final, I think, 8 or 9 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Something like that. It's going to be a long haul, man. We'll be right back.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live at tombernardshow.com or on the Tom Barnard Show app.
You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust, who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you, Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. And tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Harmon, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a 6-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Barnard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine-free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made. Hi, this is Tommy B. My friends at Niemeyer Trailer Sales at their Albertville location off Interstate 94 would like to extend a special offer going on now through the Minnesota State Fair. With everything you can buy on a stick at the Great Minnesota Sweat Together, you should have some cool incentives with a State Fair deal when you purchase an RV from Niemeyer's Albertville location. How's this sound? Receive a free exterior ceramic coat and NanoCure interior treatment. These coatings provide a durable, long-lasting shield against dirt, water, and UV rays, and basically extend the life of your RV to keep it looking newer and lasting longer. It's a $2,000 value, free with purchase if you get an RV from Niemeyer's by September 5th in Albertville only. Plus great deals on their campers at both Albertville and Elko New Market, now through the end of State Fair. Take your passion on the road with Niemeyer Trailer Sales and see my guys and gals at Niemeyer's and look at what they got at Niemeyers.com. That's Niemeyers.com, Niemeyers.com. Your State Fair deals end on September 5th. Oh, and tell them Tommy sent you. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. You know, a thing just popped up on my screen, and it says signs you're in your 40s was trending on Twitter. I didn't used to, well, I suppose because we didn't have social media back in those days, but you never heard like signs you're 50, signs you're 60, signs you're 40. You see that all the time now.
Yeah.
Is that because of social media?
I think that's social media, and then on top of it, I think people look so much younger.
Yeah, maybe, probably, yeah.
It blows my mind what my mom is in her 60s, and that she could hang with anybody in their 40s or 50s for sure. I mean, it's just like a different, it's like everybody older, so young feeling.
Yeah, the food that we eat, the preservatives, we put it in our body. Like when you watch, I just rewatched Arnold Schwarzenegger Pumping Iron, and there's another bodybuilder in there, and like I guess a competitor of Arnold's, and they say when the 27-year-old steps on stage, and I was like, that guy is 27, he looks 65.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Well, of course, the leftist slogan of the 60s was never trust anyone over 40.
Over 40, that's exactly right.
And now that same slogan is never trust anyone over 80.
85.
Because the guys who were saying that are now elderly.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly right.
And they've changed their approach.
And younger than 38. Don't trust them either.
You always try to loop me in, don't you, Rudy?
All true. Okay, kids of the 80s are hitting their 40s, and if you don't feel like you're over the hill, I don't think you're over the hill at 40. I'm sorry.
Oh, God, no.
There are a few telltale signs you can't ignore. The hashtag signs you're in your 40s was recently trending on Twitter, or X, or whatever they call it right now. And here are some of the best responses. Number one, you're in the supermarket and you realize the music that's playing was the same music at your junior high homecoming dance.
Yeah.
I would have no idea what they're playing at the supermarket.
That is a weird feeling.
Never even heard it.
When you're used to like elevator music being like something you don't really recognize, and all of a sudden they're playing like Kelly Clarkson, and you're going, oh my God, that was when I was in high school.
Yeah, there's a famous video of Dave Grohl in an elevator, like listening to a Muzak version of a Foo Fighters. Yeah, he's like, he's like, I'm not that old, but apparently we are.
I have a question. Do they actually play music in supermarkets?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I never hear it.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy to tune it out for the most part.
Because I didn't even know they did it.
But sometimes I'll be in the supermarket and like I'll hear a Muzak version of something like, maybe happiness is a warm gun.
There you go.
It's like, they can't do that.
How about Kick Out the Jam's Mother Effer?
Yeah,
do they play that?
They do.
MC5?
They just let that one flow.
Only in the gun section.
I loved MC5. Motor City 5, they were a great band.
It was just yesterday, me and Gogo were at Kowalski's, and they were playing music, and she was dancing so hard to it. So that's why I know for sure
There you
yesterday
go.
that there is
I like
music.
Kowalski's. That's a good joint.
Love Kowalski's.
It is good. Number two, the cashier asked for ID for age-restricted items and laughs. I don't get that one.
Like takes your ID and then laughs that you're so old?
The cashier asked for ID for age-restricted items and laughs. I don't...
Do places still, like, I don't mean to be mean, but like Gelfand...
Be mean to Gelfand.
Do people still ID you? Does that still happen? Like if you ordered a drink or if you went into a bar?
Oh, like if any of us go into it, doesn't matter how old you are.
They'll just automatically
You could be
do it?
100. You go into a liquor store and they're going to ask for your ID.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's just what they do.
Just by law? Because
Been a
the other
long
day I went in one with a bunch of people, and I was the only one that got ID'd, and it was a badge of honor.
That's what it was always like.
Yeah.
But now, because they don't want to offend anyone. And because because if you don't, it's a
lot.
It's a lot. It's a domino effect kind of thing. Well, if we stop IDing people who are 90, pretty soon we won't be IDing people who may be 20.
Yeah, maybe.
So they just do everybody.
Mm-hmm. Number three, your social media feed is filled with pictures of your friends, kids, and their latest achievements.
Yeah.
Well, I don't go on social media, so I don't know that.
Yeah. My favorite part about being in my 40s is going to my friend's second wedding now. That's
that's a big deal.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Do they still have an event? Is it like a big deal?
Not as big as the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still. Yeah.
If you went to the first one, the second one, do you still have to get a gift, or do you just feel like that's taken care of?
No, and I even go as further to say, if you get married and divorced in the first 6 months and you haven't opened up my gift,
send back that.
I get the gift. You got to give it back.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that I feel like, okay, first time they're married, I sent them a nice gift, right?
You sent me a plaid nightie that went from my neck to my feet.
Well, there's a story behind that,
Really
but
nice,
I won't
Mike.
go
That's
into
great.
it.
That's why we couldn't have kids for 3 years.
Yeah, it was more like Mormon underwear.
It was intense. Justin tried to put the moves on me once and sprained his penis on that flannel. It was so thick.
What
that,
the
that,
hell?
That really completes this show. Doesn't
Really
it?
does.
We got
Time to wrap
right-
it up.
We went
We got
360. That was brilliant.
180 seconds to go, and
So
we just had to go
all I was
through
going to say was, so the first time you send them a nice gift, the second time you make a charitable contribution in their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you do that, and I have done it, you will not get a thank you note.
No, really?
No.
Really?
No. You will from the
What?
charity. You just won't from the people who got married.
That's funny.
It's all true. God, there's so many of these, but they're getting dumber by the minute. Like a teacher once told you, you won't always have a calculator in your pocket. See, because you have a phone and it has a calculator.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Attack those teachers, those monsters.
You make a noise to stand. Oh, I do know people that make noises when they stand up.
Oh, yeah.
Or sit down. Too.
Yeah. Or just like a.
I don't know what this means. You jeeved before you Googled, or this is how you Googled something in your teens. There's a photo of encyclopedia. What?
Okay, so there's Ask Jeeves.
You're going a long way.
It's a
on
long
this.
way.
okay.
The Ask Jeeves, and then before that, you would use encyclopedias to search things.
Was Ask Jeeves still even around?
I'll look. I feel like they wouldn't have got
I
rid of
haven't
it.
heard of that in like 20 years, for Christ.
A lot of people take those things personally too.
Oh, do
like,
they?
Like my dad's a good example. We tried to back when he could drive, which was a long time ago. But back when he could drive, but not very well. You know, we tried to show him how to use a GPS, but he wouldn't take directions from a woman.
Oh.
Really?
I'm not
I
even
love
kidding
that.
about that.
I
yeah.
just love that.
Because you know you
Oh,
just
well.
don't do that.
Well, they do have like a British setting. Maybe that would be the loophole. Like a British woman would get him to turn.
I did not know this, but now
Probably
I
not.
understand why I thought it got so lame. Because the first few were good, and then the last 9 are just lame as hell. I got to the bottom, scroll down. It was created by the people at the Steve Harvey Show.
Oh.
The least talented human being I've ever seen on television.
Can he? I mean, the Family Feud. First off,
Terrible.
is you think my penis jokes are bad. Family Feud is the dirtiest show
Oh,
that
yeah.
is on TV
I know.
right now.
He's not funny
like,
in the least.
What is something you'd have sex with that you would make whoopee to, or something, whatever term they use in game shows, where you'd make love to that your wife would be mad about? It's like, what kind of question is that?
Well, those shows will
It's true.
definitely take away your soul, both as a viewer and an MC.
I used to throw it on when I would make dinner because it was on at like 5 to 6. And I was like, okay, this will be good background noise. And I was like, kids would come in my house and I'd be like, we can't watch this. Like it's surprisingly dirty.
That's another way to know you're over 40 when you know who Steve Harvey is.
Yeah, isn't that the
And
truth?
when you think that Dana Carvey is a comic,
Yeah,
Yeah, right?
that's true.
Kind of negative. A nice young man like, what's his name? Dana Carvey?
Dana Carvey. You're so offended you didn't even remember. Wait, who are we attacking now?
We're attacking
no,
somebody.
I mean he had been a comic at one time.
He was, yeah.
And now he's the host. Was it Let's Make a Deal or something?
Dana Carvey
Oh,
does.
you're thinking not Dana Carvey. You're
You're talking
thinking
about
Oh no, I'm thinking of who am I thinking of?
Wayne Brady.
No, not Wayne.
No, you're
Brady.
talking about The Price is Right.
Price
yeah,
is
you're
Right.
talking about
What's
yeah.
that guy's name?
Oh my God.
Drew Carey.
Drew Carey. I was
Mm-hmm.
close, and that's pretty good because I've
Dana
never
Carvey,
seen the
Drew
show.
Carey.
But he's the host of that show, but no one would ever know that he'd once been a comic.
Do I get any
No,
credit
that's true.
for knowing that Wayne Brady does Let's Make a Deal? Like
Yeah.
that was hard.
What's the other one? Price is Right?
Price is
Price
Right.
is Right.
Drew
I've never
Carey.
been a game show guy. I don't know
No?
anything about game shows.
Being-
No, I just never cared for them.
Being homesick and having that be your only option to watch TV is something that kids will never get to experience, and it was lovely.
Well, the only game show that I used to watch, it's probably appropriate that eventually that show humiliated me.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
My finest
From top
and
to
worst
bottom.
moment.
That's
Yeah.
all I have to say to you. All right. That's going to do it. Talk to you tomorrow.